a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Hello, 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 all my angels. How is everybody today? Today is November 24th, 2024. And we are going to do a get ready with me video. We are going to react to some entitled women that probably never worked a day of their life. And I can't relate because, you know, I'm a woman that I worked all my life and I worked very hard and I took care of my kids and I did what I was supposed to do. And I never had a man to just wait hand and foot on me and me make fun of him on the interweb. And by the way, if you're married and you love your man, you're not going to make fun of your man on the internet and do all the things that this woman's been doing. Hey, Dark Angel, how are you today? You know, when you say I do and stuff like that, you know, you're supposed to protect and love your man and not make the world laugh at your man. And, you know, just like when I was talking about doing pranks, I wouldn't do no kind of pranking that would make my man look embarrassed or humiliated or anything like that, which I'm still thinking as to whether I want to do it or not. But anyway, there are some women out there that married, unfortunately, for money. They never worked a day of their life, can't even make a steak, decided to go, hey, Amber, how are you? I'm doing much better. I'm doing much better. I am back to myself. Ladies, I'm back to myself. Well, I feel like I'm back to myself, if that makes sense. But I had been sleeping a lot. I know I miss you all because you haven't seen much of me. I mean, a little bit here and there, but not much, you know, and I feel like I've been kind of letting you all down by that. But the truth is, I really haven't felt good. So today I woke up and, of course, I've been having these horrible nightmares, you know, and it's just, you know, nightmares from like my past. And I wake up and it's like I'm discombobulated for a little while and I don't know where these nightmares are coming from. And I've always got a baby, always. In my dream, I've always got a baby. I'm always looking for an apartment or I'm trapped or it's just, you all know dreams are so weird and it discombobulates me for a little bit. And I have to sit there and like myself down because, you know, my husband will be like, good morning, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, good morning, babe, you know, and let me just kind of chillax for a minute because like, ooh, I just came some weird stuff, you know, and it's like, I'm dreaming of my grandpa, I'm dreaming of my grandma. And when my grandma was mean and making me say, you know, when I'd vacuum, she'd be like, you missed a spot. And, you know, and I'd have to wash all the dishes for 15 people. And like, I always got a baby, a little baby. It's always like I'm protecting this little baby. And I don't know, my heart, I wake up and my heart's like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, yeah, Amber, that's what I'm feeling like. It feels like it kind of affects my mood, you know, and it just, yeah, that's how, yeah, it's been like that for me the past 2 weeks. And they're so vivid and it's true events that's happened. And then it's like, shit, I lived through that. Like, it's so weird. Hey, Ty, How are you doing, Dad? So, I just wondered if everybody else, so Dark Angel, you've been having some weird dreams too. Does it take you to your past? Because see, like, I don't really even, I don't think I think about my past or anything like that. I don't think that, I'm always listening to like Stephen Dalton before I go to sleep. So I'm always in this like dream world and dreamland. And all of a sudden, I've got this baby I'm taking care of. I've got Caleb. I've got, I'm running or I'm captive or I'm, can't get out. Hey, Pindar, how are you, baby? Hey, Shock, how are you? Wear a COVID mask for a few minutes. What would that do? Just calm me down or something. But anyway, I'm just having these real vivid dreams. And I'm like, I wake up and I'm so discombobulated. And I want to know whose baby is it? Because in my dream, it's always like it's my baby. And the baby's always a baby. Like I will go to have to change its diaper, or I have to grab the baby and like run, but or I'm trying to find, or I have an apartment that's been held for me for like 15 years, and then like I go back and like all my stuff's there and like they waited and had it for me and I don't know, but I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes, but anyway, yeah, it seems like it's real life. And I'm wondering why it's constantly, for the last few years, a baby. I always am protecting a baby. It is a baby. Like, like I want to say maybe 3 months old at the most, but like even whenever I had my kids and stuff, like I always was protecting my kids, but I don't remember being like I am in these dreams. Like it's just, so weird. And I know it's supposed to teach you and to cope with your traumas, but I don't know like what I'm supposed to be taught. And like last night, I had a dream about my ex-husband and then the baby. And then like he was going to come, like he was doing a podcast or something. And he was like, yeah, I've been watching you for years now. And, we need to do a podcast together. And I'm like, for what? Like I ain't seen you in like 25 years, like I couldn't tell you whether my exes, that I didn't have children with are dead or alive. I couldn't tell you. I don't communicate with them. That was back when I was a young kid. I was dumb, made mistakes, got with them. They were losers and I was out like, and I mean, I'm talking out, I'm talking blocked from everything. They could contact me, blocked everywhere, but anyways, yeah, I'm trying to catch my breath, trying to catch myself because like my husband and I were just talking about it. And then I've been watching these girls trying to make fun. What happened was I always say date and marry in your lane. But these men are going out there, they're getting kids. Okay. I'm going to call them kids because I don't call them women yet because these kids are not acting like women. Okay. They're wanting to go live or wanting to make videos of their husbands in a derogatory way to embarrass their husbands who's working their ever living what off and hard work, not easy work. Like this dude owns a skid loader. So he probably, does some kind of, excavating, something like that, because you don't own a skid loader just to own a skid loader. Hey, my sister's voice. Yeah, I was wondering if you could do me a favor and maybe do something on me, because I don't know. I don't know if it's the anesthesia. You know what I'm saying? Because now I've been under anesthesia twice, I don't know if it's messing with my brain. I don't know. I'm kind of getting scared though, because for the last like 10 years, I always have this baby. And they say it's my baby. And in my dream, I'm this age, but I have a baby. But I can't see whether it's a boy or a girl. It's like I just pick up the baby or change the baby or whatever, and they're in my dream, they're telling me it's my baby. Like it's my baby. I don't know. Anyway, that's just the crazy side of me, I guess, that's going on. I just wondered if anybody else that has bad trauma and stuff like that, if you deal with that. And Dark Angel says she says, I've been having dreams about a house burning down in early 2000s. My grandpa's house burned up with him in it. Ooh. So that could be bothering your subconscious mind. I'm sorry to hear about that. And I'm sorry about your grandpa, baby. And like you all know, I'm here for everybody. And that's why I call all of you warriors, because you're all warriors. You all have your own, testimony of everything that you all have done in your lifetime, and you've overcome. And I don't think that no one's pain is greater than the other. And some of us, have been through a lot worse, but it's still the same pain. And it's still, I don't care what anybody says. When you have been master manipulated, raped, controlled by a loved one, like a major loved one, or not even a major loved one, but and it went on for years, like a decade of your life, it messes with your brain, it messes with your relationships, it messes with how you think, and it does it all the time. Like it's an everyday fight. I fight every day with it, And I admire you, Amber. I admire you, because I know you've been through all your, whatever it is that you've been through. Some women don't even talk about it, and I get it. And I don't know if maybe all this Diddy stuff is, like making my things come back, or, because there for a while, you guys already know, I had to stop researching because it was affecting me mentally. So I had to stop researching. And once I got so high up and stuff, I had to stop researching. And, because I couldn't legitimately go out and save the kids. I couldn't legitimately help somebody. All I could do was just bring awareness, I've never been in that situation, thank God, but that would be the worst, being someone the closest to you. I'm sorry, Betty. Yeah. And not only that, but my parents, my mom wasn't allowed, I remember my mom trying, I was outside playing and my mom came, and I was so excited to see her. I hadn't seen her, and she grabbed me and my sister up and threw us in the car, and we were driving down the dirt road because we lived on dirt road, and here come my grandpa running her off the road and about killed us, and then grabbing us and putting us back in the vehicle. And it's just stuff like that, that kept me away from my mom, and my dad worked all the time and never came. So it was like nobody to help me at all. Nobody. And I knew that if I told, then they would lose the farm and everything else. It would be all my fault. And guess what? When I told, my grandpa had took out $150,000. This is back in 1991. And when I told, they lost the farm, and now it's all my fault. I don't even see my family on that side, I've been extremely abused and passed by my ex-husband, but I don't like, yeah, exactly. It's not something you want to talk about. And see, I never told anybody about this stuff when, I'm like you, Dark Angel, when I first came to this platform, and I was just trying to save children and trying to let it be known what was going on with people, what these elites and what people were doing, and where was our 500,000 children a year going to. I didn't think in a million years I was ever going to have to say why, what happened to me and why, I'm so into trying to help children. And then in the same token, the person is being paid to make it look like I harm children. And so that really broke my spirit. And for like 5 years, well, actually, he did it for 8 years straight. He just stopped this year around January or February. But nobody knows what it's like to literally be stalked for 8 years of your life, and you don't even know the person that's stalking you and the person that's saying all these horrible, horrible things about you. And it's getting on bigger platforms, and people really believing that I legitimately watched that. And like, I don't even know. But anyway, I'm just so thankful that God has took that person completely, and all those people completely away from me, because I begged God for years just to go away. But once the person who was paying them died, which was in 2022 or 23, they didn't have the money anymore, and they quit. And if you notice, they quit. Their thing's still there of the whole channel of me, but they quit because they wasn't getting paid. And then I found out the guy that was paying them was a guy that was in the entertainment business, and he was part of all of it. So it just, but it messed with me. You know what I'm saying? It messed with me. And so then I felt like I had to come out and I had to tell everybody my own story. And that was heartbreaking. And I feel like I'm croaking right now I feel like I'm like, my voice is, quivering and stuff. But it took me many years to realize that it wasn't my fault, because there was one thing my grandpa said in the courtroom that I will never forget is, she sat on my lap. Okay. I was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? He told me to come sit on his lap, right? So but I thought you're supposed to sit on your grandpa's lap. Now, as my kids were growing up, I didn't let them sit on nobody's lap. I didn't want anybody around my kids like that. Like, if they got too close, I was like, you're too close. Don't do that. No, I got messed over. He got 20 years, and then they did not sentence him correctly. So he filed an appeal, and he got out after 2 years because the state of Missouri did not. The state of Missouri did not give him the right. At the time, they wouldn't say grape. They said sexual deviant behavior. They said sodomy, because back in the 1990s, they didn't know what the hell to call it, evidently. So he got out of a 20-year sentence, girl. And my family on that side took him back. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm dead ass serious. No, you're okay. No, you're okay. I'm not upset. I'm just, my voice is quivering. It's not you. It's not nothing you are all saying. It's just that it sucks to, people always say, tell, 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 tell so that, you can get help. Tell, tell, tell. Well, I told, went through all the process, had to go into court. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Had to go into court and testify and look at him while he kept sinking down, because you're in a chair. He kept sinking. The more I would talk, the more he would sink down in his chair, to where by the time I was done, you could barely see his head. So put me through all that bullshit, making me relive everything, making me tell everything in front of the judge and all the people and everything, just for 2 years later, he gets out. because the state of Missouri did not do the right thing. That's why I say, when you tell everything and dot your I's and cross your T's. And now they made my grandpa's case a landmark sexual case because he was not tried right. He was not done. It was not done right. And there was nothing nobody could do because the way that they prosecuted him is not what he did to me. Well, sodomy is two things. It's either anal or oral. He did make me do oral. So I didn't say that though. And they didn't give us a chance for a retrial. They didn't even let us know. All they did was prosecuting attorney called me. Now, mind you, I'm 18 years old. I got a little boy. And they call me on the phone and they tell me, Betty, we have bad news. And I'm like, okay, what? Unfortunately, we have to let your grandpa go. Huh? Yeah. So, today you are on video, not in court. What's that mean, SDA? Yeah, it did no good. Yeah, the only thing I can say is that it helped others for when they tell their case, that now Missouri has changed their laws, that's why it's so, like you get in trouble for that here. They've changed their laws because of my case. So that's why it's on Google. That's why it's a landmark case. They tried to make a book out of it. And I contacted Apple and I said, you are not going to make a book out of my story. If anybody's going to tell my story, it's going to be me. It's not going to be you. And so Google pulled it immediately. Apple, they pulled it off their stuff. But that dude, whoever it was making 99 cents a book off of my trauma, off of what the courts of appeal did to my grandpa. They were making fucking money off of my stuff. And I was like, if anybody's going to do a book, it's going to be me. It's not going to be you. And I wrote a big, long thing that, this is me. I am the person this happened to. And then they wrote me back and they said, well, we've done away with it. They're no longer able to have a book, yada, yada. Oh, they don't have to. Well, I was 16. They made me take the stand. Now, I don't know if about, I think at 15 and 16, they make you take the stand in Missouri. Because I had to, by the time, no, I was a little bit older because I was 6. I told on my, okay, first of all, this is the weirdest thing. It started happening on my 6th birthday. That was my 6th birthday present, by the way. And on my 16th birthday is the day I told. But it didn't go, my mama didn't find me and take me until like 5 days after that because I was in hiding and I had braces. And my mama found me and she called me and she said, your pa's looking for you because you've got a dentist appointment because you get your braces tightened. And I said, Mom, don't believe a word he says. And I'm not going back. And I don't care about these braces. And she said to me, did he touch you? And then I broke down and I just told her everything. And she said, I'm coming to get you. And I'm going to, hey, fugitive, and I'm going to take you, we're going to the police department. Now, mind you, when I told my dad 5 days prior, my dad took me and my sister and they met up with everybody in the family, all the brothers and sisters, and was deciding to put him in a psych ward and not press charges or nothing, just put him in a psych ward. It was just insane. I don't know. It was my dad's dad. It was my dad's dad. And if you see a picture of him, you would see a creepy man. Like, you would get the creepy vibes that people get, the glasses and just the creepiness. You would see it. You would see it right away. You'd be like, that is a creepo, but me, mind you, I'm on a dairy farm. There is not even houses by us. We live on 2,000 acres. Plus he was renting acres, because it's a dairy farm, He did die of brain cancer. Yeah. I can look at people now and tell, like, my radar, it goes just like that. It's like, I get the creepy feeling and then I'm like, something wrong with that person. And I'm just now getting to where I can wear overalls. And mind you, when I met my husband, he was wearing overalls. And so that was a real red flag. And then whenever he lit my cigarette, he had a Zippo lighter. There was 2 red flags right when I met my husband, and my husband had both of them. And I think it was God, like, testing me, like, you can, even though the overalls and the Zippo lighter, it doesn't mean that everybody's bad that wears those. But after that, my husband didn't wear overalls ever again, and he didn't use a Zippo lighter. But I just bought my first pair of overalls, because every time I see a man with overalls, I freak out. Every time I see a Zippo lighter or the smell of it, I freak out. But I just bought my first pair, which was like a pair of shorts last year. And then this year, you guys saw me that, a month or so ago, I bought a pair of overalls that are super, super cute. Now, they're not your standard overalls like he wore, I think he is, because he never talked about God. He never talked about God or anything. But I will tell you this. I saved my friends. When my friends would come over and he would say, you're going to go feed with me, I'd say, no, you stay right here. I'll go feed. I knew what it, like, we even had a girl that lived with us. And that's what made me tell, was the girl that lived with us and my sister came up from the field walking, telling me that he had tried it with both of them. And they got out of the truck and they walked up there. Me, as the older sister, went into protection mode, and he comes driving up. He gets out. Mind you, my boyfriend at the time had just drove up because it was my birthday, and he said that my boyfriend could be there. And my boyfriend drove up because he was 16 already with his friend. And he said, I didn't touch him. And I said, you're right, you son of a bitch. You will never touch anybody else again. And then I went in. I got one change of clothes for my sister and for myself. And my mom said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. And I went and got in my boyfriend's truck. I took my sister, our friend that lived with us. I believe I got a change of clothes. I believe I got a change of clothes for all 3 of us. One change of clothes, of course. We were out of there, and my friend ended up having to go back to her parents because, see, you got to understand, my grandparents were multimillionaires from being dairy farm and selling their milk to Kraft Milk. I don't know if you know who Kraft Milk is, but it's the biggest milk industry for the milk and cheese and all of that. But anyway, she lived with us because her parents wasn't really doing what she needed done, and Kraft macaroni and cheese, Amber. You ever heard of Kraft macaroni and cheese, Kraft cheese, Highland milk? Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, I remember they let your daughter be on the video and oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay, baby. Okay. Which would have been much better. Yeah, that's why you buy Kraft. Exactly, because Kraft is supposedly the best. Because honestly, I can say this, while we were milking cows, they would come once a month, they would check our milk. They would take little samples of our milk and sit there for hours while we milked all the cows. And we milked 250 head twice a day. And our barn had to be a grade A barn, so everything had to be clean and everything. Well, I didn't necessarily save my sister. I saved my friend, our friend that lived with us. I didn't save my sister because 3 years prior, my sister and I ran away because my sister told me that he was doing it to her. So we ran away, and I took her to my dad's house while my dad was at work, and we thought we were safe. But then my grandpa came in with a key and a gun, a pew-pew, I kid you not, and me and my sister were hiding under the bed, and he told us to get out and come out, or he was going to unalive us and get into the truck. And I got out, and I said, you're not going to hurt my sister, and you're not going to hurt me anymore. Now, this was 3 years prior. This is when I was getting older. I was able to fight, try to fight him off and stuff. And I was like, you did this to me. You're doing this to my sister. You're a sick bastard, and I don't care if you have a pew-pew, and yeah. Anyway, so we ended up my dad was at work. We ended up having to go back to hell. I remember writing in my diaries, like not diary, but you have like a calendar book. I remember writing, I wish I could die. I wish I wasn't here anymore. When I was like 13 years old. Like, that's so sad. That's so sad. Like, no, nobody should be thinking of those things when they're 13. But I really didn't see another way out. I didn't see a way out. I call it now a cult, because even his sons had to live on the farm, even his daughter. And my dad only lived like 15, 20 minutes from him. And now Linda, the other girl that was his daughter, that it came out in court that she got pregnant by him. She moved away, and she moved away with a guy older than her dad. But everything he said had to go. He bought everybody's food. He wouldn't give nobody no money because the boys worked for him as slaves. And he would get a trailer and put it on the land, and that's where you had to live. And the wives, that married, they couldn't get no money or nothing. It was always all through him. And just whatever he said, I call it a cult. I think that's what a cult is. Isn't that what a cult is? Where you have no say-so about anything, and you just have to go with, and you have to do everything that they tell you to do, pretty much. Isn't that a cult? I call it a cult. Anyway, so sorry to bring that up. That just kind of, I don't even know why the hell that all came up, but at least now I can say, thank you, Jesus, that they changed the laws in Missouri, and now they're more ironclad to where people aren't getting off. People aren't getting sentenced to 20 years and then getting off, even after admitting. I mean, in my appeal, you can see where he admitted everything, but he still got out of prison. How you doing, Kaz? So for somebody to be able to get out of prison, it's just beyond me. Like, I always say, it's got to happen to me. It's got to happen to me. But it did make laws change, and it did make the way that they, did things with the sexual abusers and how they charge them now. And I feel like my case made a difference for other people that are coming forward in the last 30 years or so. Yeah. So I do feel like it made a difference, and that's the only thing I can say. But yeah, so to be tormented for 8 years on this platform, and people calling me a child P and all this weird stuff that my grandfather was like the worst of the worst. Like it was the worst. And I just thank God now that like all of that God took away. You know what I'm saying? God took it away, took that person away. The other person was, died, and there was no more money. And so it was all taken away. But if people would have realized, if people would have realized, they would have seen that this person was getting paid to do this. It was very apparent. It's just, I didn't know where he was getting paid from. I didn't know who that other person was. I didn't know who any of these people were. But the problem is I was too close to talking about the essay of children and the unenlivened of children and their secret. And this guy was in the secret of it. And that's why, man, my voice can't stop shaking. I need to take my diazepam, I think. But that's why they were able to keep going and keep going, because they were getting paid to do this. Like, anyway, let me take a deep breath for a second. I just finished to watch the worst CA case I've ever seen. If anyone wants to check baby Brianna Lopez case. Ooh. See, Kaz, I don't know. That's my problem, is now that I got out of all of that, it's so hard for me because I'm already having nightmares every day. That's what made me start talking this morning. It's hard for me now. I can't unstomach it. Like for a while when I was doing the cases and stuff like that, I would just be like, I'm the reporter, and I wouldn't get in depth with it. I'd just be like, I'm the reporter. It's got to be reported. People got to know about this. This is a warning to people so people can wake up and I honestly don't trust dad, grandpa, whatever. Like, just keep your kids right with you all the time. I mean, it's hard, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not that. My dreams are coming back to haunt me of what happened to me. My dreams are coming back of what happened to me, and I'm seeing them. Hey, Curious, how are you doing, honey? So that's why I took a break for like 3 years. Didn't even talk about it or anything because it's so horrific and it was affecting my brain. And my psychiatrist, I've been seeing a psychiatrist diligently for the last 30 some years. And my psychiatrist said that it was not good for me and that I should not be watching it or even reporting on it. And so I didn't, and I haven't. It's okay now. I'm just glad that they made new laws so that the perpetrators cannot get off like my perpetrator got off. You know what I'm saying? And just got out of prison, walked right out like nothing ever happened, But I got to get back in. I got to get back in with you all, and I got to bring stuff to you all because this to me is my job. And if I'm not here, I'm not making any money and I'm not helping anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I bring this as my job because I really can't do anything else. I can't just go out and work a job like I wish I could. And as you guys know, there's days I can't even get out of bed. So there's that. And I just want to give a big loving hug to everybody, any one of you, even if you've never said anything, a big hug to all of you that have been abused in any way, shape, or form, whether it be child, whether you be an adult, any type of abuse. No abuse is okay. It's not okay for men to hit you. It's not okay for women to hit you. And it's not okay for you to hit them either. Now, and I understand retaliation or fighting back. I've been there. I've done that. Sometimes you have to. But again, nobody should ever touch anybody. You know what I mean? And I feel so bad for all these babies. And is the baby okay? Did the baby make it? I always say that all things that happened to me in my childhood made me who I am. I don't wish that on anyone, but I know it shaped me, and I think I'm a good person. And that's what matters, Cass. That's what matters, is if you can look in the mirror and you can say, I've done all I can do, and I'm trying to help people, and I'm being honest and real, and I'm being real with myself. Like, I'm being very vulnerable right now, just even talking, you know? So, oh no, the baby didn't make it. Lord Jesus, just okay. Um, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I actually talked to you all, if you actually knew the marriages and everything and what I went through, but it's not no worse than anyone else, is what I'm saying. And I'm so glad that you got out of it, Mystery Sky. That's the main thing, is that you got out and you now are blossoming. You know what I'm saying? Like a 5-month old. What are these people thinking? Like, what? Hey, Markella, what, like, what in the hell? I don't understand. Okay, so tell me what happened. What happened to this 5-month-old? Tell me as I get ready, because I got to do something different. Hang on one second. Tell me what happened. I'm going to take my diazepam. I don't care who likes it. I got the shakes. They're prescribed. I'm taking them. I'm just so thankful that I have such a loving husband that understands when things go wrong, you know. Oh my goodness gracious, SDA. See, I would see. I don't even want to speak. I don't even want to speak. All right, we're ladies. I always put this under my eye first. You know, this kind of brightens your eye up. And also, since I'm an older woman and I'm going to be 50 next year, I just call myself 50. Since I'm a 50-year-old woman, pretty much, I don't want to put concealer on and make myself look all cakey and make all these wrinkles like act out more. So what I do is I just put this stuff on, and this is called a under eye brightener, and it like instantly kind of like awakens you. Like, I don't really have bad problems with that, but you know, I believe that all of my my little skin here and all my little wrinkles and stuff, I have earned every one of them, you know, throughout the years, and I probably should have 100 million of them, of what I've been through, even as an adult, you know, and especially on this damn platform. You guys are so. I am still surprised today that I am still here after 10 years and 8 years of it being harassed and being called everything but what I am. The humiliation and everything of it. But I am still here for all of you. Her mom and dad and mom's brother. Why were they playing games to throw her up in the air and let her fall on the floor? What the heck is going on with these people? And you know what? In my dream, Cass, that's what I'm saying. In my dream, I've always got about a 5-month-old with me all the time. Like when I say it's a baby, it's like a 5-month-old. It's like a little baby that can't help itself. They put a cage around her grave. The fudge, and her dad and her uncle. Oh my gosh. Did they unalive these people? You know, did they unalive these people? That's right, Ty. You tell them. No matter what they do, I'm a damn warrior and they're not getting rid of me. And I will still be speaking up for children as much as I possibly can. I just can't deep dive anymore because it just makes me so sick. I throw up, literally. I throw up. Like, I throw up. And I get really extremely mad. Oh my gosh, they unalived her by doing all of this. Please tell me they're at least in prison or something at least is going on, that they're found guilty of this. You see what I'm saying? Good behavior of what? There ain't nothing to do in prison. Oh my God. I can't. Nothing. Right? Mystery Sky, nothing. They ain't doing nothing. This was 13 years ago. Where did this happen at? Make me sick to my stomach. Fucking bastards. Sorry. Pardon my French. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch my mouth. I really am. See, look, Kaz is cussing too. I'm sorry. Oh, how nice. Cops are keeping her safe, huh? Well, that sounds good, Curious. How are you doing after your surgery, by the way? Texas? That's the thing. When they do it, like, people think that they never do it again. This is the thing, though. They never get caught. It happened in 2005, and she got out in 2018. Where can I react to this story? I need to see this story. Where can I react? Where can we react to this story? Where? That's okay, baby. I got you. Yes, Curious. And I'm still feeling down, though. I don't know what's going on, but I'm still not myself. Well, I just had another surgery, so that might be why I'm still down, but I'm still down a little bit. I don't know. I'm feeling better today, though, than I have in a long time. No, I do. I want to react to the story. I want to, because that may be what I'm dreaming about, stuff like that. This right here is called Under Eye Brightener. So it's like $6, $6.99. I get it at Amazon, and it's by Catrice, and it just kind of like, brightens your eyes, just brightens your eyes up, and I just also use it as a concealer because I think it does a really good job, and it matches my color, and I don't think it has a color. Warm nude. So I got warm nude. Anything that says nude on it or buff is usually my color. So it's 020 warm nude is what I'm using. And sometimes, girls, I'll just put this on. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'll just put this on, and sometimes I'll just put it on my whole face, and I won't even put I won't even put my foundation on. I'll just put this on and it like works. And I don't know. It's like, it's a great, oh, I know it's going to, because you know how many people, I even told you guys this, last year or even this year. Remember, I told you I wanted to have a baby and my tubes are tied and I can't, but I wanted to have a baby with my husband. And I was talking to all of you about it. And I was like, I really wished I could have a baby. Remember, I told you I really wanted a baby. And then everybody was like, well, you could do foster care. No, I don't want to do foster care because they'll come take the baby. You know what I mean? They'll come take my baby. And, because you can't always, you have to adopt them first, or you have to keep them first. And then, you can adopt them later if they don't have to go back. And you know how much it would break my heart? You know how much it would break my heart for them to have to go back to an abusive family and I get attached to that baby? You know what it would do. SDA, you have to put it in Discord, babe. I can't get it on here. I'm wondering if I should just, I don't know. I said get ready with me. So as we talk about these horrific things, I'm going to tell you each thing that I'm using because it kind of helps to break up the monotonous of what's really going on. And I'm getting ready. Hubby's going to take me to dinner, so I'm getting ready. And I thought you guys could get ready with me, and then we could watch some videos. One video I wanted to watch in particular is, I believe that like I said, when I first started, I believe that this girl is a younger girl. I know that she has children. I don't know if she has children with the man or not, but she has built her TikTok channel around making fun of her husband, pretty much. The man that is supporting her, the man that is doing everything for her, and she don't even give him X, like, at all. And you can tell it. Like, when I was in my 30s, I was all about pleasing my husband and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was all about that because if my husband was making the money, well, I always worked, but, still, I just, he pleased me, I pleased him type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, and I can't believe I did this eyeliner in 2007. I'm so stupid. I did this freaking eyeliner, and now this eyeliner is always on me. And it's making my eyeballs look small, and I don't like it, and I can't get it off unless I use a concealer. That's the only thing that lasted. Like, the tattoo lip liner really didn't, but this eyeliner did. Oh my goodness, this eyeliner. So I'm going to show you this woman, and all of a sudden, she has 5,000 subs on her TikTok, which is not really that much. I have 7,000, and mine are just like, my subs are because of like brands, because I always putting out products and stuff. But this particular girl, she makes fun of her husband, who is working his ass off, really. And you can tell she's spoiled rotten. He gives her everything, and you can see their home is beautiful. And like, she has everything she needs, and he even works, like, he works hard, and he works not at a desk job. He works actually like with skid loaders and stuff like that. So I would say either he's doing like landscaping, or he's doing like foundation work, or or he's a carpenter, something like that. He's working really, really hard. Okay, so what is it? Let's see. I love makeup, but honestly, the older I get, the worse it sets into my wrinkles. Okay, that's the thing I have for you. This right here is why I use this under eye brightener Instant Awake, is because I was trying to find something that would make it to where my wrinkles would just flow, but they wouldn't get like caked in like actual foundation. Because you see how thin my skin is right there, I'm sure you probably have the same problem. And this one seems a little bit firmer than this side, right here. But if you look really close, you see how you can see my wrinkles and stuff, but do you see how it's not setting in and making them look, all crazy, like regular stuff does? It's not even setting in. It's like it's just not even there. It's just your normal like wrinkles. And guess what? I'm proud of my wrinkles because, ladies, I'm 49 years old and I have seen, and I'm not going to be mean, but I have seen some women that are way younger than me and they got, they got problems and they may have lived a different lifestyle than me. What do you want this morning? No, I'm not old. Here, your dad's home. Here, get your butt in here. Go. You're not my co-captain today. You've been very whiny. I don't know what she is whining about. She sat right there and whined at me because she wants me to hold her. I can't hold her while I do makeup. Okay, so yes, and it's getting worse because, it's only $4.80. Good. I got it when it was $6.99. So definitely jump on it because this is the first thing that I found that really actually works. And you can use it. Like, I've had this already for like 3 months and I've used it quite a bit. If you can see, see how much I've used it. So it's worth the money. No, you're not coming back. Go daddy. She's worse than my child. But anyway, I had to find something and then look how it settles. And it doesn't like cake. You know how that stuff cakes into your eyes and stuff. It's really weird that this eye doesn't really have hardly any wrinkles. And I think I squint more like this. I think I squint more. Does it look like I squint more on this side? Now this side of my eye is my far-sighted, which means I can't see close up. And I think, when I don't wear my glasses, I squint more than this side because this side is my nearsighted where I can't see far away. I do sleep on this side of my face. Yeah. And I do wear a mask, but I wear a mask that also has headphones in it. And then it's got cushions that go under your eyes like this. Both sides. I wondered that. I wondered if our face had, if they were different. I wondered if they were different. It's this right here, honey. It's called Under Eye Brightness Instant Awake by Catrice. And let me pull it up and let me show you because I got it because let me tell you, when I like to do makeup stuff for all of you, I want to make sure I'm trying to find stuff that is affordable because before I was doing like the Gucci brands and people were complaining, Betty, I can't afford it. Betty, it's too expensive. Why do you show stuff that's so expensive? And stuff like that. And I got that for you. Here we go. This, I use it. I've been using a little bit. It's called Botox in a Bottle. I got it off of Temu, I think for $4. And you can see I've barely used it. But where I have used it, it seems like it's like, see how this line used to go all the way across? But look how it's kind of like starting to disappear. It's starting to disappear. And I'll tell you, see that? Okay, see my wrinkles? See that? That's from me smiling and putting my eyebrows up and all that. And then I got one on each side. And I'm not, you know what? I'm not ashamed of my wrinkles. Yes, one side of your hair is, that's why one side of my hair is the same thing. Okay, so this side of my hair does plop, and this side of my hair will do beautiful. So it's the same thing with my eyeball. And I'm wondering, there's one side of my eye that is a lazy eye. This is the lazy eye. So it could be everything with that. But I hate that. Ooh, don't ever listen, ladies. If you ever listen to me ever in your lifetime, please don't go get the real yes, warm nude is what I got, honey. But it depends on what your skin is. You know, I'm more of a darker complected, so usually the warm and the nude works perfect, and it works perfect. But there's some people that have more of they're trying to cover up the redness. And that's where like the rose comes in, trying to cover that part up. I'm not ashamed of my wrinkles either or aging, but I'd like to get something to make my makeup look better when I wear it. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but the older I get, yes, that's right. That's right. And we should embrace our beauty of being older. You know, I tell everybody, because listen, we only have one life to live. And yeah, we had our days when we were, 20 to 30, even in our 40s. But now that I'm popping up, I'm not 50 yet, but we got 1 year. What's that? Not even a year now. We got like 8 months, or what do we got? August. August is my birthday. So what? We got 9, 10 months. Not very long. I had somebody tell me when I was 30 years old that I was going to age gracefully. I didn't know what that meant, but now I'm beginning to understand what that meant. So anyways, I went out on the hunt for all of you. So when I did do this, get ready for me, get ready with makeup with me, that you would be able to afford it, so that you wasn't breaking the bank, because I know that things are very, expensive. Everything's expensive. I wanted to make sure that you didn't break the bank trying to get you some nice, good makeup that you could throw on, and it's quickly, you saw how fast that was. That was quick. Matter of fact, I don't even know because I've used this before as my foundation just all over my face, and I just felt like it worked. I felt like it worked, and I actually had compliments when I went, to wherever we went to, and I just used that. I had compliments. So 4 years ago, I started to get a strange white spots on my forehead. It looks like I'm losing my skin color. Those spots are tiny, and then bigger, connecting together and becoming big. Okay, so is it like my arm? Hang on. Can you see my arm? Do you see all those spots on my arm? All those, let me see. They're like little white spots. You see that right there? All these different little white spots on your arm. And then every time I shower, if you look really closely on my arm, I'm starting to get them on my arm right there. And little white spot right there. Little white spot right there. And my husband even asked me the other day, he was like, because I have none over here, right? None. But the body wash that I was using was like scrubbing off my skin. And every time I would get to wash it off, my skin was rolling off. So I quit using it. It was from that place that I bought the candles from, and I bought their body wash. And I swear, it would make skin just roll off everywhere till it rolled my skin off. And I think that it literally, like, I don't know. I think it literally like was taking my skin off. But then why didn't it do it at all? See this side? There's nothing wrong with this side at all. It was this side when I started seeing that it started like really, like when the skin would start rolling off, it would started making all these white marks on me. So I quit using it. I don't know what it is. Okay, So you are about the same color as me, honey. So you would definitely be using this color, the nude 020. And I bought this foundation because it actually was up against Chanel, $150 bottle. This bottle was under $10, and it's made by Wet n Wild. It's called Photo Focus Foundation, and I bought Buff Bisque. So like anything with buff in it is usually my color. So this foundation, it smells good. It is, I mean, like there was a lady and she literally, okay, so doctor told me it's normal with age, but is it really? Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, because why didn't this side do it? How come this side, all of a sudden I started feeling it was peeling off, and I started scrubbing and peeling it off, and guess what? It went, my skin went with it, and now I got all these little skin dots, and it can't be for me being in the sun, because for the last 8 to 10 years, I've not been in the sun. I've been doing reporting and stuff, and I haven't been in the sun. I haven't sunbathed. I haven't tanned. I'm actually just my normal color, as you can see, which is, if you put me up against like my kids that are really light skinned, you'll see that I'm like 3 shades darker than them. You screenshotted it? Yeah, this stuff, somebody put me onto this stuff because they did a comparison from, do you want me to just show you the comparison that they did? Let me show you the comparison and why I bought this. And in a moment, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on as she puts it on. And let me show you the comparison. So this video, that's why I just said we're going to react to different things, because this video is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, honey, I was working so hard on my YouTubes, I was working so hard that I just didn't even go in the sun. I didn't have time. I went in the boat one time, but it was like at sundown. If you guys remember, I told you about that. And that was one time in the last 10 years. Like, that's not me. Normally, I'm like out on the lake. I'm like swimming. I ain't done none of that. Like, none of that. So my body is legitimately like my normal, like Native American Irish color. Because what's weird is I have like 50% Native American and 50% Irish. So my mom's family, or my dad's mom's family was, or my dad's family was Irish, and my mom's family was Indian. And so, yeah, something like that. So, okay, you guys know Tucker, right? You know Carlson Tucker? Carlson Tucker married into the family of my family. So in, not with blood, but by marriage, Tucker Carlson is married to one of my family members that I don't even know. But by marriage, he's related to me in a weird, odd way. I don't know. And it's weird. We're both reporters. It's so strange. But of course, he's way out there and way bigger than me. And like, I wonder if when I had my 18,000 subs, and if people would have just left me alone and not got paid to take me down and stuff, where would I be today? Where would I be today? Because this is my 7th time. Where would I actually be? Because I look at other people's channels and I'm like, you know, look at the shit they're saying. Look at the allegedly stuff they're doing, and mine got ripped. You know, mine always got taken down. Like, but where would I be today? Like, it's just, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to work your A off 18 hours a day, and then you got somebody that just comes in and says, you know, gets paid for it, and they're higher up in the, what, way up there. And since I put the Holly Dell on there, every time I did, she'd have it pulled. And then when she saw it on Rumble, she even wrote underneath it, I don't care if you have it on here. Yeah, because you can't take it down. That's why you don't care. But you sure damn cared when it was on YouTube getting 500,000 views. You cared. Like, get the hell out of here. Anyway, I want to show you the lady. She is actually my age, which is a lot of your ages. And she has now grown out all of her silver and her black, and it's so beautiful. And I can't wait. And don't worry, I'm not coloring. I'm not bleaching. I'm not doing sniznick. Nothing. I'm not doing nothing. From this point on, we are going to just be growing it out natural. And if I look like a hoodlum, we will throw a wig on and call it good until I can get, and I just trimmed it the other day as well. So I trimmed my hair the other day. And yes, this one is a little bit longer, but I like it like that because once I fold this one in, then this one, when I curl, it goes up, lighter. So I like that. And the same way over here, you can see it right there. See right there. I did all that on purpose. Okay, so I'm all over the place, but we're doing this video. Okay, so I'm going to go to the lady that did the comparison between Chanel, $150 bottle. Oh, I hate you have to leave us, Amber. It's just getting good. Okay, the $150 bottle compared to this $10 bottle. Now look up Wet n Wild. Look up Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation Dewy. And look up your color. And I think it was $10. Might have been a little bit cheaper. But I love you, Amber. I wish you could stay because I got so much more. We're going to be doing. But my loud ass just got into a whole mode of, I don't even know. I might cut all this out. I don't know. Should I just start over and just be like, I was just in a mode and like telling some of my life and stuff, and should I just start over? I don't know. You guys probably won't even be here. I've noticed that sometimes YouTube will let you all know that I'm live, and then sometimes nobody even gets a notification that I'm even here. And then after the fact, they're like, we didn't know you were live. We didn't get a notification. But anyway, if you click the bell, ding, 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 ding. And then you've got to also make sure it says all notifications. So you click the all notifications. And then you put me, a nice little thumbs up. That would be nice. That kind of gets me out in the algorithm. And all that goodies. Well, if I edit it, you know what happens when you edit it? You lose all your views. All of them. So pretty much when you put it up, it's all brand new. And it doesn't do no good to edit it because you lose all your views. They used to make it, Nana Kim, where you could edit it, right? And then you'd still have your views. Not no more. Not no more. And it's not like I get thousands of views anymore because I'm not even being put out there. And I'm wondering, thank you so much for sharing, SDA. I love you, girl. But I'm wondering if I don't know. I'm just wondering if I'm being like shadow banned just due to, putting the other, things out there. What I really wanted to go over today after the lady incident and stuff was the truth is they came out with a video that they premiered, and yes, here it is. This is what I want to go over. I want to go over this because is how I feel. Okay. Now, nobody has to feel like I feel, but I went and I seen the second part of what she had to say, and I didn't stop anything on the first part of her interview. But if you listen closely, she says in that actual interview, I'm not doing this to try to get Diddy out. Okay. First of all, that clicked in my mind because why would you put what you're not doing, which usually means what you are doing? Okay. When people say, I'm not doing this for such and such, that's usually their way of telling you, I'm doing this for such and such. Because her story being so horrendous of abuse and stuff, why would she say, I'm not doing this to get Diddy out? How would her story get Diddy out? Oh, well, let me explain. This guy that tells the truth, that does exactly what I used to do, and he's still up, thank God. He's going to talk to you about exactly how I feel as I put on my makeup, because this is what I wanted to go over, and we're going to go for it. So
now, Diddy and his lawyers are fighting it out in court, hoping to get bail for the third time, while Diddy is desperately fighting for temporary freedom. While he awaits the trial date, his victims have only gotten braver, with more of them coming out are open, and more victims are filing lawsuits and telling their stories. They see Diddy struggling to escape his demise, and they're kicking him while he's down, hoping he never gets back up. The question I now have, are all these allegations true, or is there a sinister motive behind them? There is a possibility that some of these new victims are a part of Diddy's master plan to beat this case. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about Diddy's
Okay, hold on one second. Just playing this, I'm having a glitch. So just give me one moment. I got to shut down some stuff because I'm having a glitch. And I don't know why. So I'm going to take my Netflix down. It's running really, 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 really slow. We can't have that. We need it going. And I didn't want to say anything to anyone. That's why I just went ahead and put this out, as this is my feelings as well. And I can usually tell when someone's, most of the time, I can tell when someone's fabricating or, you know, trying, possibly even getting paid to make up these elaborate stories, which then makes, when they go into the case, it can be automatically, put in that this person's lying, blah, blah, blah. So then they say everybody's lying, right? So remember, the girl says, and this guy breaks it down very well for all of you of what I thought my own self, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I can usually tell when someone's swindling and what they're doing. But just remember the words she says, and if you think about what people say, they tell you what they're doing. So let's go.
master plan to get free. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my patrons know that I will be dropping a new exclusive video later today. This video is on the elite who travel to other countries to hook up with kids. This is probably one of the most important videos I have made. Unfortunately, as much as I want to post it on YouTube, I cannot, due to what I get into in that video. This video would only be available for my Patreon members to keep the channel safe.
Okay,
I am already dealing with a warning for the Kendrick Lamar video
Okay, so I have a problem with that. When I also have a Patreon, and I never tell anybody about it or anything. because when I went to the Patreon, it says hook it to your YouTube, or you have to pay extra money to be off of the YouTube platform and have your own platform, because YouTube told me when I got my little warning, I had uploaded something, didn't present it to any of you, and YouTube gave me a strike, but it was a warning because it wasn't a strike, but it was the same as a strike, and I got in trouble for it, even though I did not put it out to all of you. They said that they owned it once it's uploaded. Well, when I went to check out Patreon, which I have a Patreon, when I went to check it out, it was like they're still owned by YouTube. Okay, so even though people are putting their stuff on Patreon, you still have to go through YouTube or pay extra money to have your own like server thing that I don't know how to do it. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to make me a little bit bigger because I want to put myself up here as I'm putting on makeup and letting you all know what I'm putting on. So let's roll. He did get a strike for this about Kendrick Lamar. So I don't talk about Kendrick Lamar at all.
Drop. So I must take extra precautions when posting on YouTube. You guys know that they're dying to get me out of here. That's why I want to suggest, to those who want to further support the Truth Movement, become a member on Patreon. It's only $3 a month and you support the channel and you get extra exclusive content. You can find the link to my Patreon in the description or in the comment section. Thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. Over the last few months, we have been seeing many alleged victims of Diddy come out and speak their story. All of these stories tend to paint the same picture that Diddy is a monster. The fans could have never imagined just what Diddy was up to in the industry all those years. But recently, what this latest victim, Adria English, exposed about Diddy takes everything to a new disturbing level. Adria English filed a lawsuit against Diddy a couple months back. Adria is a former dancer and an adult film actress. She claims that through the 2000s, she was hired by Diddy to dance at his all-white parties. This is where she claims that the misconduct took place. She accused Diddy of using her as a party favor for all her powerful friends. She also claimed that she was instructed to hook up with many of Diddy's guests and did so out of fear of what Diddy would do to her if she said no. She also claimed in the lawsuit that Diddy drugged her to make her more complacent with his request. When Adria and her lawyer filed this lawsuit, she didn't initially come out and make any public statements, but that soon changed. It wasn't until a few months later when her lawyer Ariel Mitchell, a woman we've spoke about in the past, asked the judge to remove her as Adria's lawyer, stating that she couldn't work with Adria any longer due to inconsistencies and what she also called disrespect. Ariel claimed that Adria wasn't taking her professional legal advice and was also making things up.
So see, right there, you've got an attorney stating that Adria was very inconsistent, even though she was at the Diddy parties and everything else. She was very inconsistent, couldn't keep her story straight. Therefore, this attorney was like, I'm out. You got too much that's not right. I've looked into it. It's a lie. You're fabricating to me. I can't take you on as a client because then I'm going to look dumb and I can't defend something like this. You have no proof.
The judge eventually agreed and removed Ariel from representing Adria and gave Adria until December of this year to find new representation. Not long after Adria was dropped from the case, she decided she would start speaking out on Diddy and exposing him. This was a mild accusation and told her full story. According to Adria, and boyfriend to New York, as her boyfriend was trying to pursue his modeling career in the city. Adria claims that her then boyfriend ended up signed to the same modeling agency as Cassie, and that's how she met Cassie. She eventually ended up meeting Diddy when her boyfriend was called into audition to be a model for Diddy's Sean John's clothing brand. According to Adria, when her boyfriend went to meet Diddy for the modeling gig, Diddy tried to convince her model boyfriend to go down on him for the opportunity, which she claims he refused. Adria then claims that while she was a dancer at a club, she met Tamiko Thompson, who she called one of Diddy's handlers, stating that Tamiko was who hired her to dance at Diddy's white parties. This is where Adria claims she saw some of the biggest celebrities at the time participating in some disturbing behavior. According to Adria, she experienced and witnessed many of Hollywood's biggest stars blacked out on substances, taking many substances that Diddy provides for their party. She also claims that she saw a bunch of A-list stars participating in those freak-offs. During this interview she did for the Lionel B show, she claims that she saw Diddy and Nelly with her friend hooking up at the same time. She also claims that her own friend strapped down Justin Bieber while Diddy and his kids allegedly took turns R-wording him. She also claims that Diddy literally had the same girl who was 14 at the time.
Right. Did you just hear that? She claimed that her friend, the one that we watched, that we haven't watched part 2, which we're going to, that she strapped, meaning that she pegged him and so did Diddy and the boys. But when the girl tells the story, it's a whole different story. Okay? Because you all haven't seen part 2 of what I'm going to show you next.
Clothless, laying on a table while celebrity guests ate off of her. Adria also claims that Diddy even impregnated this girl and then took her babies from her when they were born. She even made some alarming allegations about Diddy's mother, who she claims isn't Diddy's mom at all. Adria alleges that Diddy's mother is actually his aunt and that she would hook up with Diddy since he was a child. She claims that Diddy and his mother actually hooked up with people together, also claiming that Diddy did the same things to his own daughters, and it's the reason Diddy allegedly took out Kim Porter, because she was going to expose him for it.
Do her hair, put makeup on her, and take a picture like a trophy. She only 11 years old in that picture. That's not allegedly. And then the same girl,
Jayla was messing with.
man, there's so many. I drop names on the neck. Man, we talking about Diddy right now. Yeah. And then that's the same girl that in the magazine is laying on the table butt naked with fruit and food and stuff off her. We all eating off of her. She 14 years old laying on that table. She had a body like a grown woman. You don't think anybody's looking at that thinking that's a kid laying there. You're assuming it's a grown woman. So he made everybody be with a minor, against your will, and he recording the shit. She wants a DNA on 2 of his kids, but they took 2 babies out of her. They kept her locked up and they had her babies at the house. 2 babies they took out of her stomach. That's not allegedly. And allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, she had a threesome with Diddy and his own mama/auntie. And she had a threesome with Nelly and Diddy. That's not alleged.
No,
allegedly.
Either.
Please don't get mad. It's some of y'all's favorites. It's gonna kill y'all. It's gonna devastate y'all when your name's involved, because we all grew up on these people. We all love these people. We'd have never thought these people would get involved in the things that they're involved in. We're just telling our truths, everybody, and it was 20 years ago. So please don't judge us or say we lying. We're being nice enough to let y'all know what's going on from an insider point of view. If you were not even there, don't tell somebody they lying when you weren't even there.
Diddy and his mom and his auntie,
No, Diddy's mom is really his auntie and claiming to be his mom this whole time. She's the one with the white nails. That's why he has that fetish. She's been picking him since he was adolescent, because his daddy got killed when he was a baby. As soon as he had adolescent, he resembled his dad. So she started him. She's the one that put his head up initially. That's why, allegedly. I might be talking too much. Yeah, but, allegedly, that's why he took Kim Porter out, because he has sex with his daughters, allegedly. The twins. The whole family has sex. The same girl. I'm telling you about that. The down, and when she had to strap him down while Diddy and 2 of his sons took turns, she had to sit there and watch, and Justin Bieber was crying, begging to be let up.
Okay, so I want you to listen to that part. She had to strap him down, and then they took turns while she sat there and watched. That is not what she says at all in her interview.
Up, and when she went to unloosen him, Diddy socked her in the face in front of Justin Bieber. So we trying to get in contact with Justin because he would cooperate, allegedly. Justin, get at me, Justin. We'll be confidential. We ain't got to tell the press. Like, holler at me, Justin. I'll put y'all together. She was there. You was there. I was already out of it. She told me that story, but Justin.
As you heard for yourself, Adria made all these wild allegations during this interview, and I will leave the link to this full interview in the description. She provided pictures of her attending the all-white parties back in the 2000s as proof. These are truly some disturbing allegations to say the least, especially those of Diddy allegedly abusing his own children. That's truly wicked and disturbing. What she said about Diddy and his mother was also rather interesting to me. If you guys want me to look into his mother, let me know in the comments. The allegations of Diddy and Justin were rather disturbing as well, as we have been hearing about a possible tape between Diddy and Justin being out there shopped around. While Adria made all of these claims, she went on to make more claims in a different interview with Lionel B. In this interview, Adria made some more interesting claims that changed the way I thought about all of this. In the other interview with Lionel, Adria claimed that she was told that Oprah hooked up with a 12-year-old. She also claimed that she got this information from Diddy's own son, who sent her the address to Diddy's underground tunnels. She goes on to claim that Quincy is helping her expose Diddy.
I have the address.
The address to a tunnel?
Oh, yes. Oprah Winfrey started under Oprah's house. Oprah was just on house arrest recently, but she got caught with a 12-year-old. She want to get out of it, but they got too much on her. That's why Oprah said she'll never have kids. The real reason.
See, and this is another part that I find very, very strange, is that she breaks out and she says that Quincy is the one giving her all the information. Now, Quincy has been a big voice for Sean, right? So why would Quincy and give her this information? And why would she splurt out who's giving her this information? I'll tell you why. Because as her attorney said, she's not telling the truth. And everything she just said is nothing that girl's going to say when you hear the second part of the interview. And it's just wild. It's just wild, because they also found out that the girl wearing the D&G shirt is still got a lawsuit. So, and also, like I said, a lot of people will tell you what they're doing. Like when she says, I'm not doing this I hope this doesn't get Diddy out. Why would you even say that? You know what I'm saying? And why is she now ratting that Quincy is the one giving her this information? Well, I believe the same as truth is that they're getting paid to do disinformation so that they can make all the victims look crazy and Diddy can get out, because they're going to say, this ain't true, this person ain't true, this is not true. They're not all, none of them's true.
Why she don't want to have no kids, because she's seeing what's going on, because she's a participant. I ain't gonna say allegedly sue me, bitch, because my baby a double agent. He realized that a long time ago. And that's why he said the best way to get back at the man who mother is to talk to the woman that's going to help take him down, which is me. That's why he made this a different route. He's going a different route. He's the one that gave me the address to the tunnels underground. And yes, baby, I'm telling on you. He's the one texting me, and I can show you guys the text message with my phone. Oh, I'm on my phone. I'll send him a Lionel B. He's the one texting me on a daily basis, giving me the heads up, and he wanted me to keep it a secret. He's the one liking, telling me to share, and then when I share, he put the likes on it. I got it as my screenshot. It's on my Instagram. I'm not making it up. Why would any person who's, if somebody is trying to take your father down and you're really on his side, why would you put a like during all of this on anything? Why would you be texting them? Why would you giving them information and addresses? And my Jane Doe told me that Quincy was the one that used to slide her food and sneak water or stuff to her and talk to her through the door and say, it's okay. And let her know when they left. And we would come to her, you can take a bath now. You can do this now. He was there the whole time. The reason why he's being loyal, because he's under distress and he's been mind manipulated his whole life. Everything he's ever known is not anything that he thought it was going to be. His whole life is a lie. His whole entire life is a lie. And the only person that really loved him for real that he knows is gone, which is his mother. So he playing all sides.
As you heard for yourself, Adria claims that she's getting this information directly from Diddy's son, Quincy, which is really his stepson. Now, I want to make something clear before I state my thoughts on this. I 100% believe Diddy is a guilty man. Those who have been watching me for years know I'm one of the first people to expose Diddy back in 2021, before he was even called out by Cassie. I, like many of you, would like to see Diddy pay for his sins against the world. But What Adria said in this interview made me not trust her, and I have to be honest, I have to call it out. This part of the interview where she mentions Quincy feeding her information literally changed my perspective on everything this woman stated. It made me rethink if she's really telling the truth. After digging more into the claims she made, I believe that Adria might be pushing fabricated stories about Diddy. She's either knowingly or unknowingly working for Diddy to spread unprovable allegations. The reason I state this is because she claims Quincy, Diddy's own son, is feeding her this information. While she made many allegations and claims she was at the white parties with proof, she doesn't put herself directly in the middle of any of the situations she's referring to. When she mentions it, she claims that she was happy working for Diddy and that she was trying to get in the game.
My boyfriend, Anthony, can book the campaign and work the campaign if I agree to work the white parties. So obviously I was a groupie back then. I grew up on, East Coast, music. I loved everybody and everyone a part of it. So I was like, hell yeah. That's some good networking. I'm trying to sing. I sing, I rap, I write, I dance. I was on the dance team in high school and college. It was my dream to dance, sing, and perform. And that's why when I got the opportunity, I was like, what better person to show out? It's like an audition every time, But he just string me along. It was coercion in my heart and just dangled the opportunity over my face over and over and over. And I just never got there. So when they took my name and gave it to her, Sasha, and put the fierce on it, I was like, that's cold, because she got famous and celebrated from Destiny Child. They got famous from kids.
She's claiming that Beyonce stole her stage name that she used as a stripper, Sasha Fierce. She's claiming that that was her name and that it was stolen. But yet she never talks about Beyonce, hanging out with Beyonce, knowing Beyonce, or anything about Beyonce. So I'm like, I don't know, weird.
He's never had to be an exotic dancer or anything. So now when you become Sasha and you put the fierce on, all of a sudden you have this stripper persona and you're behind the partition. That's me. And so imagine watching that on the outside and you're on EBT and government assistance and you see all of them just dancing around in the mansions and the Grammys and nobody inviting you no more. And you blackballed for no reason. And then you done put in all this extra work, allegedly, for fake promises and I was very naive. I believed them. You know what I mean? Like, I believe with all my heart, like, this is, Diddy. I'm looking around, Mary J. Blige right there. Everybody is in the house. Busta Rhymes, Paris Hilton, Jacob the Jeweler. Everybody's there. Diana Ross. Trump was there. His kids. Biden, Prince Harry, Kamala. It was all there up in there.
Okay, so then she says Trump was there and his kids. I just don't believe the way his kids are. I just don't believe that they were there partying. I believe that Trump rubbed shoulders with all of them, but I don't believe that his kids were there partying. They've never drank a drink or did drugs, just like their father hasn't. And I just don't believe that they were there partying. What are they going to party with? What are they going to party with? They don't drink. They don't do drugs. Why would they be there at that party? You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. That's just my opinion.
They're chilling, big chilling. J-Lo. So, I was just like, it ain't no other mix to be in the music industry. Like, these are the people. So that's why I believed it for so long when people say, well, why did you keep going back? Because I already put in work. So it's like, I'm just going to take a complete loss. No, I'm going to keep putting in the work, and then I'm going to get the payday and the fame and the fortune,
All of those allegations she made, she claims that either her friend told her or Quincy. Now think about it. Why would Diddy's son snitch on Diddy if he can incriminate himself with those same allegations as he was there? I know that he isn't really Diddy's son, but he grew up with Diddy as his father and did a lot of dirt with him. He was at many of those freak-off parties. What I believe is going on is that Diddy is purposely putting out fake stories that can easily be disproven in order to make the real allegations not credible. If a bunch of people was making up unprovable allegations about Diddy, then it would not only drown out the real ones, but when these fake allegations get proven false, it would make the rest of these allegations appear false as well. Either Adria is just repeating what Quincy Quincy said because she thinks he's trying to help her or she's working directly for Diddy. We know she was at the white parties and I believe she was there, but I'm not so sure everything she's saying is true. What's interesting is that recently influencers have been claiming that Diddy has sent private investigators to their home in order to try to pay them off to talk positively about him. This influencer claims that she was approached by a private investigator who asked her if she was being paid to talk bad about Diddy and offered her money to talk positively about him.
2 private investigators just visited a place I used to live in search of me, and they were coming to ask me whether or not I've been paid to talk about P. Diddy and his connection to other celebrities on my show. Now, luckily, the person I used to live with called me on the phone so I could talk to these guys. They did not immediately disclose that they were private investigators. I had to coax that out of them through being quite hostile to them throughout the conversation, but they kept bringing up my content that I made in regard to P. Diddy and his connection to other celebrities. They would not say who they were working for and who had hired them to come and travel around to these different influencers, but they did say that they would be going to multiple influencers who are talking about these stories to figure out whether or not they're being paid by a specific entity to share them. Now, I am definitely not paid to talk about what I talk about on my channel, but they said not only would they pay me to disclose who I was being paid by, but they would pay me more than whatever I was getting to share the opposite story. I don't know who these guys were.
Yeah, now this stuff is really going on. There is private investigators, going through that. Babe, can you answer this and talk to Madison for just a second while I'm doing this? There is investigators going around, asking who paid them to do these stories and things like that, but and there is some truth to what she's saying. She was at the parties. It shows her even on Vogue magazine 2 years later. But other than that, I just, why would her own attorney drop her? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be, an attorney can find out anything about you. And then she's saying also that, she's living off food stamps and EBT and like all that kind of stuff, which means that Diddy could just be like, hey, do this for me, do that, I'll do this for you type of shit. And then it get out there so far, you know what I'm saying, that then it becomes unbelievable,
I don't do nothing special. I just put a lot of brown sugar in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so now it's just making everything, look crazy, if that makes sense. I don't know. So this part really is happening. They really are going to people's houses and then saying that they will pay you more money. And nobody's getting paid to do this. They're just doing their own research.
I don't even know if they were telling the truth, but they did say there were 10 other influencers that they were going to be visiting. So I'm putting this out there in case this happens to anybody else. And I'll be going more in depth as to what happened on my show today in case you want any further information. But this is very, very strange.
Patriots, this is my biggest update and titillation to date. I am not lying. I will post the video after I do this video message. I was just visited by 2 private investigators that came to my back door. I am not lying to you. I thought I was being pranked by a friend. They said, "Are you the social media influencer, Secret Service Sam?" I said, yes. They asked me if I was being paid by any company to do these videos on Diddy. They specifically said it was talking about Diddy, came to my back door. So you guys are private investigators who have come to my private home asking about influencers? This is very uncomfortable, you guys.
I don't know why. I'll explain.
No, you're at my home.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to us then?
Have I broken some law?
Absolutely not.
And you have the thin blue. This is frightening. I think, can you guys step away from my home?
We're in the public street, so the answer is no. But I'm not, listen, we're not trying to give you a hard time.
Why are you here? What do you mean? You're showing up at my house.
We're very nice and respectful, and we will be. I just have 2 quick questions for you, and if you want to be interested in it, great. If not, I'll have a nice day. We're not.
What is this? This is odd.
So
you have to admit this is very weird.
It always is, and people always ask the same questions. I'm happy to explain to you.
What?
Very simply, we're just hired to speak to a few people that do, have a lot of followers and stuff like that on different platforms.
What is this about the Diddy stuff I report on?
Somewhat, yes. Not necessarily Diddy stuff, but people are involved in just stuff like that. So basically, a very simple question is are you paid to influence that's stories like that in any direction?
No, not at all.
That's all we wanted to know. Because if the companies don't, they're looking into the people who are.
Are you guys gonna pay me for this visit? Like, this is frightening. Like, I'm super. You have to admit, if I came to your house and like I thought this was a joke. I thought I have a friend coming over business right now. Like, This is extremely weird for me. I have 100,000 followers. I'm not making any money.
That's one of the reasons why we're here, and that's the question that we're asking. If someone contacts you, say in the last 6 months, and is paying you to influence in a certain way,
no.
Either one way,
is it illegal if somebody would have?
So the answer is no.
Okay, I wish somebody would have. I'd love to be making real money off this.
Let me talk for 2 seconds. I'll explain. Try to make you feel better.
I mean, this is terrifying.
Very simply, if somebody was paying you,
right?
The company we work for, just asking that question,
right?
If somebody was, they would just be willing to possibly offer you money to know who and see what's going on.
Oh, wow. Well, they're paying me $1 million. Will you guys give me $2 million? I'm joking, but seriously, this is very odd. You guys came to my house. It makes me feel slightly good that maybe I'm getting some notoriety for this, but this is crazy.
So again, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So apparently, there's tons of things influencing going around.
Okay.
A huge percentage of it is all bots. Not real.
Interesting. No, I'm real. Anything I report on about Diddy is coming from what other influencers, what news articles, and I'm a comedian. I put my spin on it, but nobody is paying me to do that.
As you heard for yourself, this influencer claims that Diddy is sending people to try to pay for their silence. This proves that Diddy is paying people off in order to help him in this case. Now back to Adria, who claims that she was friends with another one of Diddy's victims, who has revealed herself as Misha. Adria claimed that Misha was one of Diddy's victims. She claims that Misha was the alleged Jane Doe that was seen in the photo sitting on Diddy's lap. Adria claims that Misha was under 14 years old when Diddy abused her. She refers to Misha as the girl who's in this photo with Diddy sitting on his lap. In the photo, the young woman's face is blurred out. She can tell her story. Now, I watched this entire interview, and this is what made things even more suspicious to me. First of all, Misha claims to be the woman from this photo with Diddy, with her face blurred out. Misha claims that she was only 12 or 13 in this photo, confirming that that's her in the photo sitting on Diddy's lap. What she said that was more important, though, was that she claims she never filed a lawsuit against Diddy. Now, that's a major red flag, because this photo, plus a few other photos, were attached to this lawsuit from back in 2023. I actually Diddy and claimed she was 17 years old when Diddy took advantage of her. The woman in this photo sued as a Jane Doe. But in this interview with Lionel B, Misha claims she never sued and doesn't want to sue. That's the first red flag.
And like I'm telling people around me, I wanted the money. I would have been and took the money. Like they've been paying me money and I've been living like I'm broke. We didn't got in this situation. And I have to get justice. Like if I won't sue nobody else, but we gotta get justice. I just have to get justice. I have to. I don't want to be talking and doing this interview and help. I just need justice. I need help. They got my pictures out here. Who put my pictures out here?
So Misha, yeah, definitely that part. Let's talk about those photos that's all over the internet. So basically that's you on the table with food on you and they're eating off of you.
Yes.
How old were you in those photos?
I was 13. Even if people tell them I was 17, I was still underage. The fake age that people told me to say, like I was still underage.
Now, the second red flag was some of the allegations she's made. According to Misha, she was given snake venom from a witch lady that was working for Diddy that made her remember things that Diddy did to her. She also claimed that she saved Diddy out of a burning home.
I remember them all being mad at me because I put snake venom in everybody's drinks in it because everybody acting like they couldn't remember. But when this witchy lady, she gave me, she was in a red room and the room had mirrors everywhere and it was a yellow snake in the damn sink. She gave me the venom and whatever she gave me, it made me still be numb. But whatever she gave me, it made me coherent. Like I was coherent to everything, but I still couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? And I put it in everything. And I remember Kris Jenner being mad about it. And I stabbed her on her left side shoulder, like right here. This is where I stabbed her right there. And no, it's not allegedly. It really happened. It really happened. And I hope by me going live and me telling some stuff that it don't help him get off. You know what I'm saying? Because they saying like, I don't need to talk, but I don't have no lawyer. I don't have nobody to represent me. And if it was for the money, I would have been and took the money.
Right.
I would have been and took the money. He burned down this building, cover up all the evidence and some more people that was there. Yeah, that's the building he caught talking about because he ended up doing some shit. He slipped, fell, hit his head, and I ended up pulling him out.
I want to leave him in there, but the power of God told me to do it. Even God told me to get him. And I wanted to let that nigga burn. I wanted that nigga die. I swear for God, I wanted to let him die. I can't tell you. I wanted to let him die. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. Yes, I was young, and yes, I pulled out a grown man out of a burning place. Hear me? And I jotted for the wood.
As you heard for yourself, Misha made these claims, and they were truly interesting. The only thing is, these claims sound a lot like the plot of the movie Blink Twice that came out earlier this year. A few weeks back, I made a video on the movie Blink Twice. I literally called the video, "The movie Blink Twice was about Diddy." The entire movie is about how a billionaire took a group of women to party with him on his private island, where he drugged them in order to take advantage of them. The substances the girls were given made them forgetful and prevented them from remembering any of the abuse they were put through. This changes when they find a witch-looking lady who is making an antidote out of snake venom. The girls start drinking the snake venom after one of them discovers it helps them remember what was being done to them. They then discover what the billionaires were doing to them and fight back, with the billionaire's house ending up in flames. In the movie, the main character pulls out the billionaire, saving him from the fire. Now, doesn't this sound awfully similar to what Misha just gave Diddy from a fire that happened at his house? This literally came directly from the movie Blink Twice. Now, I know Hollywood hides the truth in plain sight, but I doubt this is the case with this situation. This was done on purpose. This is clearly the plot of the movie Blink Twice, and it's not like they wouldn't easily tell that this is the plot of the movie that came out this year.
Okay, no, I'm not upset at all. That was my baby. That was my daughter deciding on Thanksgiving, and she wanted me to move my Thanksgiving to 5, which is no problem. But I was talking to her about making like arrangements to see my grandbabies. And since I've had so much surgery, I haven't got to see my grandbabies. And so I was trying to make arrangements so that my granddaughter can actually stay the night with me, maybe next Thursday, and then spend Friday with me, because I miss them so much and I've been so sick I couldn't spend time with them. But anyways, remember when I said Blink Twice, that the movie was like identical to what the hell was being said? So this girl is saying that she never ever filed suit against him, and that she been having money and she lives poor, but she has money. And why is there a line on me? What in the world? And that she lives poor, but she's been being paid. Okay? It's just weird all the way around. And we're going to go through the second interview, and you're going to see how everything that Adria said is not what she says. She says a whole different story. So somebody's got something mixed up somewhere. And when she said, "I'm not trying to do this to get Diddy out of jail. I hope this doesn't get Diddy out of jail." Well, how you speaking your truth about SA and beatings and stuff like that, how is that to get him out of jail? You know, how would that even help to get him out of jail? So hopefully this guy's explaining it the way that I wanted to explain it, because I never, ever, ever want to say that a victim is not a victim. Okay, straight up, let's just get that on the table right now. I never, ever, ever want to say that someone's lying, but something's going on here, and it seems like it's on Diddy's, it's for Diddy. It seems like that if these women are coming out saying this stuff right now, they're making other witnesses look like they're lying, and it's making the whole case look crazy, because if they can poke holes in all of these witnesses, then, and they can prove that these witnesses are lying, then it's a big ordeal. You know what I'm saying? And Nana Kim, I was trying to get it to where you guys could watch it through Amazon, but it turned black when I tried to turn it on the screen. We can try it again, but, you know, while I'm live over on Rumble, but I would do it on Rumble, because I don't care to pay the $5 and let you all be able to see it. That way that you could see it for yourself. But there's just something off about these two coming out of nowhere. And now they're saying that lawsuit, which I need to look it up myself, it had the lawsuit case number and stuff. They're saying that lawsuit that was done a year ago is still in effect. And she's saying she's the one that was wearing that shirt, that the woman says she was 17 and that she was from Michigan, and he picked her up from Michigan, and all her shit matched up, and she still has the attorney, and she's still going through with the claim. So how can it be her? I don't know.
They want people to point this out because Diddy's lawyers are going to use this to discredit this claim and many others. Diddy's lawyers want fabricated stories out there because the more fake stories that are put out that are unprovable, the easier it becomes to claim none of the stories are true. Whenever Misha sues, Diddy's lawyer is literally going to point out that Misha's story is the plot of Blink Twice. They are going to claim that people are just making things up for money. This way, the lawyer can then make the case that all of these allegations are fake and they're just being made up as a money grab. I gotta give it to Diddy's team. They are smart, but I gotta say I'm on to you guys. In my opinion, it appears that Misha is lying and was put up to do this by Adria. Misha cannot be the same woman in the lawsuit as her story doesn't line up. She claims she lied about her age when she gave a police report back in the 2000s. The thing is, that has nothing to do with this lawsuit that was filed back in 2023. Why wouldn't she use her real age when she was already a 30-year-old woman? And she also claimed that she didn't even file a lawsuit to begin with. In my opinion, Adria might have gotten her friend to state this story on orders of Quincy. While it is true that Adria was at Diddy's white party and could have been a victim, her story about Misha is clearly a lie. Remember, Adria's lawyer dropped her case because she claimed Adria was fabricating stories that were inconsistent. Adria's former lawyer, Ariel, is still after Diddy, so it's not like she stopped going after him. Not even her own lawyer believed her though. Now it appears to me that this is all a part of Diddy's master plan to beat this case. He is muddying the waters, putting fake stories out there that are going to be disproven by his defense team, making him look good. Once they disproven most of these cases, it's going to be easier to win the public over and get the rest of those cases thrown out. This is why Diddy is paying influencers to talk positively about him. It's all about manipulating the crowd. Now, in order to make sure this doesn't happen, we have to make it clear that we see what he's doing and we will not fall for it. Diddy is trying to manipulate his way out of this. We know he's guilty. We know that there are real victims and we can't let him get away with it. I want to have a conversation with Adria and Misha to give them the opportunity to clear up these inconsistencies. I don't think I'm wrong, as I can clearly see what's going on. But if she has an explanation for this, I want to hear it. But as of right now, to me, they're both red flags. Remember, I stand for the truth and only the truth, so I have to call out the lies when I see them. One thing is for sure though, Diddy is guilty. He's a monster and he deserves to rot in prison. Let's make sure we make that happen by not letting them spread these lies and muddy the water. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. So does everybody see what is going on and how Diddy could in fact hire people to say these bizarre things, and then when the attorneys are working with them, they find out that they're lies, so they drop them, because an attorney's not going to go in and represent you when they know that you're lying themselves, right? So we're going to part 2 and of what Lionel, shout out to Lionel B. I know you're just doing your job. You're just letting a victim, a woman that states she's a victim, say what happened and things like that. But if you listen to what Adria said, and then you go back and you listen to what Misha says and how the other case is still going, and Misha never filed a lawsuit, but yet stating that she was the one in the picture. Do you remember when that picture first came around, that D&G picture, and her face was not blurred? Do you remember that? I was trying to figure out what channel that was, because when it first came out, that female's face was not blurred. And that would make a big difference because that female was smiling and Misha has a gap between her teeth. So, you know, you would know and see if it's her or not. But anyways, I digress. We're going on to the other one. And it's just sad. It's sad that, you know, Diddy is having people go out and do this and then, you know, go out and try to pay investigators trying to pay and stuff like that, you know, to put good stories out about him. And then you've got this girl supposedly getting information from, excuse me, supposedly getting information from Quentin. And Quentin is there every time for everything. You know, like, why would he go against his dad? Well, I don't think he would. I think that this is all so that it could be thrown out and the judges can poke holes everywhere and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this is part 2. Part 2 has not even gotten as many views as part 1 did. And I think it's because people are onto it. I just feel that way, but that's just my thoughts. Okay. So we're going to go through this, go through his thing, go through that. And then here she comes. I want everybody to leave in the comments below what you
I end up running away back to him
because baby, there is a lot. And I wanted to break it down in the first one, and I can go back in the first one and I can show you the inconsistencies and how this doesn't match up, this doesn't match up, this doesn't match up. Now, this is going to explain a little bit more of the timelines because supposedly after she saved him, well, she went back. Now, mind you, somebody abused me, somebody threw me around, somebody ST'd me and everything. I'm not going back, okay? Period. Ain't happening. If I escaped the first time after a fire and I saved him and shit and had, you know, the pink, you know, thing up in me for surgery, which where's the paperwork for the surgery? That would definitely be there, okay? But it's just not, okay? And also, I want you to remember, she shows pictures of her back in the day of what she looked like, but she has tattoos. How, when you are 10 to 13 years old, do you have tattoos on your body? I'll wait. I don't know. So let's go.
When I told my grandmother the things he had me doing, like eating people and drinking blood, they just, every time I act bad.
Okay, so she's saying eating people and drinking red stuff, which I don't deny that he don't do that. But was she a part of it?
And she just be like, oh, you should never ate that blood and ate them people, you know what I'm saying? Like, taunting me and being poor. I'd rather go back to let them do it to me than my family do it to me.
Oh, MSB, tell me how you feel.
I know it's hard. I know it's tough.
These people did this stuff to me, and it's not allegedly. I would be going live and I would be speaking this. My childhood friends, they know what happened to me, but we're kids. Who is gonna help us? You hear me? Like, who gonna help me? Me, the black girl. You hear me? Who's gonna help me when the world look at me as shit?
Okay, that's another thing. That is
I'm black, and I'm a woman at that. I'm beneath.
Okay, that's a straight up racist comment, and it doesn't matter if you're black, yellow, green. We are all the same color as wheat. And if you go look up the colors of wheat, we are all the same color. God made us all the same color, just made some of us darker than the others. And she's in New York, so I don't understand why she's saying that nobody would believe her because, you know, the color of wheat that she is.
I'm lowering everything. You hear me? Like, who's gonna help me? And I don't know what my friend, she used to always tell me. Even when P. Diddy did something and got the house foreclosure where we were living and we had to move, they were mad saying it was all my fault.
So you said house in foreclosure. What house was that?
It went on foreclosure. We always lived on Section 8, but we lived in nice houses. And they was telling her that they was been trying to offer her $75,000 since then. They've been trying to offer her money, and she never took the money.
Your grandma, right? That's
yes. She never took the money, but we ended up moving to the other part of Garland, Texas, and he was popping up over there like he found me. Like this shit was weird. It was talking about his name's Antonio, and I'm like, P. Diddy? Antonio, like, no. I was like, Antonio? He wanted me to say it the way he was saying it. Told me if I took off running, he was gonna shoot me. I remember Roger being there, and they had us with the songs. I remember Roger for that part. I remember them coming to pick me up from my house. I remember them buying my grandmother a Pontiac. She said it was a 2004, but you know, a Pontiac. I remember them buying her a car, and he was like, "Is she in the house? She is in the house. She in there?" And she like, "No, she not." But I remember my grandmother telling me to go get in the closet, and they gave her that car, and she was bragging to everybody about how she got a car with 0 miles. So I remember in 2012, while I'm speaking about this, I remember in 2012, when they was contacting me to come out there and see if I would have came out there, then they already told me they was gonna get R. Kelly first. They told me to come out there. You know, everybody's suing everybody so I can get my money, but I'm like, all this shit come with entities, come with dark entities, because they had me in that cult. They told me that they got my grandmother on video, and they told me that they got proof that because he bought me a house when I was young for me to stay, but I didn't want to stay with him.
There's the tattoo right there. Hold on.
I didn't want to stay because hell no, why would I be a damn fool?
This is what she said she looked like.
All this shit come with entities, come with dark entities, because they had me in that cult. They told me that they got my grandmother on video, and they told me that they got proof that because he bought me a house when I was.
You see that tattoo right there? How does a 10 through a 13-year-old have a tattoo? Right. That's what I'm trying to say, because I don't want to say anything bad about a victim. But how do you have a tattoo between the age of 10 and 13? And how do you look like you are 18 years old here? I'm talking. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, if that does not look like an 18 to 20-year-old girl. I mean, I know the girls are built different and stuff now, but we're talking, this was back in the 90s and 2000s, okay? They were built still the same as like they are now. Not now. Now they're taller and they're, you know, they're like monstrous tall. But how you got a grown-ass body and a tattoo on your body? You see the tattoo right there? Do you see it? Can you see it? Right there? That's a tattoo right there. Right there. Can you see me pointing at it? Right there. Right here is her shoulder. And then it's like right here. And then when you look at her, she's got straps on right now, but it's right there at her shoulder, and she still has that tattoo. So how do you have a tattoo when you're 12, 13, and you live in Section 8, but Diddy is buying your homes, but you live in Section 8, and then Diddy buys grandma a car, and they're saying, yeah, it's hard to see, but you can see the black right there. You can see the ink. That's the first thing I noticed was the ink on her, because you cannot get a tattoo when you're 10, 13 years old. So I wish I could blow it up more, but I can't unless I snap the picture. Hang on. Let me see what I can do here. Let me see. Let me see if I can snap this picture and blow it up. All right, right here. I can snap it. I can screenshot it. All right, then I can bring it up. But I got to share it. So hang on. Let me bring it up where I can share it. See, share. Let's see. I gotta bring it all up. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you the first thing I noticed. Okay. And then I got to go back here and I got to stop this sharing. I got to screenshot, or I got to share the screen, but I got to share the window. All right. Now, can you see this? Can everybody see it where I can blow it up? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see it where I can blow it up. I'm going to blow it up for you all. I'm going to blow it up. And I'm almost thinking I should restart my video because of the fact that we're going on 2 hours and they don't put out that I'm live. Okay, you can see it. Right after this, I'm going to restart my video because I got lots to say and I don't want to go into a 5-hour video. Okay, so let me go back to my thing here. Okay. Figure out where I'm at. All right, here it is. All right. All right, I'm going to blow this up. Because that's the first thing I noticed was the tattoo. And I was like, nah, there ain't no way that you're 10 to 13 and you got tattoo. So where do I blow it up at? Let's see. Resize. No, that's not going to work. What about just, there we go. There we go. All right. Bring her down. Do you see it right there? Do you see it on her shoulder right there? Because you see how her hair is red and it's over here. This tattoo is right here. That's the most I can do. See if I can edit it and circle it. I don't know if I can edit it and circle it or not. Probably ain't gonna let me. Hang on. Okay, now let's see if we can bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. It's right there. Do you see that? That's a tattoo right there on her shoulder. That's not a shadow. That's not nothing. That's a tattoo. And she still has that tattoo. Let's see. Contrast. Let's see. Do you see that tattoo right there? See how it's dark on her skin? Brightness. Do you see that? See if we can brighten it even more. You see that tattoo right there? Right there. That is a tattoo. That is a tattoo of something. I don't know what, but something. Because you can see it's inked in her skin right there. That's the first thing I noticed was that tattoo right there. That's not a shadow. There's no shadow. There's no hair shadow. That is a tattoo. Yeah, can you see it now? I don't know how I can make it look more where you can see it. But you see it right there? That's a tattoo. See if I can contrast it. Do you see it right there? That is a tattoo right there. I noticed it right off the bat when she was telling her story the first time. And I was like, well, how in the hell at 10 years old to 13 do you have a tattoo on you, miss? It's right there. I wish I could draw a circle. Let me see if I can draw on this picture. Right there. That's where the tattoo is. Do you see it? And then I looked back at her and I seen the tattoo. She's got like 2 straps over it, but you can see that tattoo. That is definitely a tattoo on her skin. And I don't know how else to brighten it or see exposure. I mean, you can either way, you can see it right there. See, that's a tattoo. That is in fact a tattoo. So, and she said that this is a picture of her when this was going on. Yeah, but 10 and 13, 10 and 13 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they do that stuff, you know, but I'm just saying, like, it's definitely a tattoo. So let me go back to sharing the screen. Just something that I noticed off the bat that it just seemed odd to me. It was just odd to me, you know, that, you know, she's claiming she was 13 years old or 10 to 13 at this point right here.
Young for me to stay, but I didn't want to stay with him. I didn't want to stay because hell no, why would I be a damn fool? But he wanted me to stay, but I think he would just wanted me to write music. You know what I'm saying? Just using me for that. He said he was gonna pop me out when I was 20, but I never stuck around to do anything because he had me doing illegal shit, had me in shootouts with him, had me snitching on people, and I'm high on that shit. Like I don't have no control of me. I don't have no control.
You were talking about the baby oil as well. At some point, you kind of got hooked on what he was giving you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I was hooked on it. It was to the point where if he didn't give it to me, like I was spazzing out for it, like I was hooked on it. I was spazzing for it, like I was craving it. Like when I had got pregnant, like
That's
I
the
remember
tattoo
Sarah
right
telling
there.
him to keep me off of it so I can have that baby because I kept losing the babies. And she was like, you better keep her off the drugs because she said she wasn't doing another insemination where they take the eggs out of her and put it in me or whatever they did. She said she wasn't going through that pain again because it hurted so much. So
And who's Sarah?
I don't know her name. I don't want to say it wrong, but that baby Chance Combs, that's my baby. Even if it's not my egg, I carried that baby in me. You know what I'm saying? saying, look at her, she's ugly. Because I was in the bed, he had me on that tranquilizer, and he was like, she can't hear you. He was like, she can hear us. And he was like, no. She was all like, I can't say that's my baby. She was with some other dude. I remember him doing an interview. He was all like, Sarah had that baby. Sarah ain't even ain't never been pregnant. I was with her. Like, somebody did an interview, and like, you know what I'm saying, exposing her that she was never pregnant. She took my child for the lifestyle so she can live the lifestyle that she has. I remember doing a threesome with Kim Porter, and I remember him having us in the room, and I was telling her I was in love with him too. But at the time, he made me go by April. So while I'm on these airplanes and I'm flying, they got me as April Fuller. She knew me by April. I remember it was all the men's or whatever. I remember telling what's her name? Kimora Lee Simmons.
Yeah.
I remember telling her like it was like a ritual, whatever they did with me. I remember telling her, she was mad at me too. I remember telling her like, you know, all the men had sex with me, but I remember telling Kim everything that happened to me, and she was happy that she never went with him because he was trying to get her to go with him.
So Kim and Kimora knew everything that you was going through, and that you were underage as well.
Because I told her, and she was all like, "Oh my God!" She started crying. It was too late. She was talking, and then it was just crazy because he squirted all in her mouth, and then she just kind of turned to a demon. Like he had control over her ass. And I remember when we did the threesome, she strapped me down, but she was anally, so my mouth and they making out. Yeah, it happened. It wasn't allegedly. It happened. I was there when she was pregnant with them twins. She had a white headband on it. We both pregnant at the same time. She had a white headband on her head, because she was fighting him and stuff. You know, he was telling her, because he was having me in public, and she was the one to tell him, you need to stop having her in public. And then that's when he started locking me in the tunnels and taking me to the Playboy Mansion or hide me at Bill Cosby house, but he'll move me through the tunnels. And the tunnels were in his room, and it was under the rug, but where his bed is on top of, but that's the entrance way to get in the tunnels. You know what I'm saying? I could describe the room I was in. I remember one of King Combs' friends coming to the house or whatever, and I remember him.
Yeah,
he thought it was a restroom, and then he came in there, and I was scared, and he was looking at me, and I was like, "Shh, don't say nothing." I pushed him out.
You mix your own shit.
Like, don't say nothing. Don't say you talk to me, because every time I spoke to someone in the house I had no business speaking to, I got my ass beat. The day I gave birth, before that, I've been pregnant. I've been there 2003, 2003, that summer, 2004, 2005. I didn't make it back home to 2006.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't even know I was gone that long. So I left in the 9th grade, and I came back. Everybody in the 11th grade, I'm still in the.
You just to confirm, you were the one that had the D&G tank top on, correct?
Yes, I was. Dawn saw me in the studio. She saw me. I put her in the documents. She saw me. Everybody I named, they saw me. Cassie saw me. When Cassie was running, Cassie was mad because she had to watch him fuck me on some. And she ran off with that motherfucking money. And that's money in that duffel bag she was running with.
You talking about in the hotel where she's getting beat?
Yeah, that's like it's old. Like she got beat. Like,
right. Hold up. That right there, what did Diddy say? Diddy tried to say that Cassie was running with money and that it wasn't a freak off, right? But you could very well see that was her clothes. It was a clothes bag. But Diddy said that she was running off with his money. Now she's repeating she was running off with his money, but where was she? Where was she? She's not in the video. Weird.
Like they just now putting the stuff out, but that's money that he keep in that duffel bag. She was trying to run with that money. I gave birth when he got me pregnant the very first time. He was trying to hide it from Kim, and I remember she was mad, hurt. I don't think she ended up moving out or being mad or something happened like that. And I remember he was mad at me, taking out on me, but he always had sex with me, but he never let me take baths. So everybody we have threesomes would be like, she stinks.
He also made you use the bathroom on yourself as well on stage, right?
Yeah, because we at this party. I'm not sure which party, because all these parties, when I think about it, everything is a blur, and it's like I'm on the stage, I'm dancing, everything like going fast. Like, have you ever seen a movie and everything like spinning? Okay, well, I was with another guy. Aretha Franklin gave me and this other guy that wanted to come on as a ghost.
Okay, so this is my whole thing. If, which I don't doubt that Diddy, had women having S with everybody, how does she know that those two children that she had were in fact his? Because according to her, she was having to be with everybody. So how is it that she knows for a fact that those were Diddy's biological children and not other men that were doing that stuff to her? That's just one of my questions. Now she's talking about Aretha Franklin.
Writer for Diddy. He gave both of us, she gave both of us, we thinking it's BCP powder because the nigga done gave us tranquilizer and the champagne, in the stuff. So me and him, we drink the coke, and she looking at us like, I ain't never seen nobody drinking before. And we looking like, we thinking it's BCP powder, but it was cocaine. So after we ate it like BCP powder, we had to it instantly. He found me and I had to use it. I said, I gotta use the restroom. I don't give a about you have to use the restroom. Get on the stage. And he made me get on stage. I'm up there dancing and shit, and I could not hold it. It's not funny, but I was up there dancing and I'm telling him I gotta use it. Please let me use it. And he's like, no, keep dancing. So I on everybody. And I'm up there just steady dancing, got my hands waving, everybody, I'm looking around, everybody looked at me disgusted. So I'm just still on the stage. He laughed. He put me in a room. Before he pulled me in that room, beat my ass, told me I ruined his party. I always got my ass whooped for ruining his parties. So at that point, he didn't let me come to the parties. I just had to come to the after parties type shit. I remember Denzel saying that you ain't got no respect for nobody, but I think some shit hit him and his wife. Man. Like splurged on him. It sputtered on a lot of people, and everybody was looking at me like, this bitch stink. This bitch nasty. But nobody can help me.
That's deep right there.
Nobody helped me.
You also mentioned when you were on that table that somebody from New Edition was interacting with you as well. Who was that?
Michael Bivens. Like they was like, I don't know what they had doing, but he had them like worshiping my body, and I was on the table and he was like, I was scared because I'm still thinking about the first time when they did that. You remember I told you about the champagne bottles and glad that happened when I was young. And I remember J-Lo was at that party. She had a baby blue dress, and I was like, I don't want to be around her. I was scared. I'm scared of her. Like I was scared of her from how she did me when I was younger, all the stuff that she did. And I'm not going to just say everything that the lady did to me, but all the stuff that she did to me, I was scared of her. So I told.
One of the things she did was with the broken bottle, right?
Yeah. And he had me feeling like I was his girlfriend. So I would talk to her crazy. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect her. People get together and they got money and they bored. They do some up shit. Like they do real up shit. I remember seeing a white guy fucking a fish. It was just so much. That night he was over me and he was like saying something to whatever he was, and he was pouring the wax.
Now, remember whenever Adria came out and she said that Diddy bought exotic fish just for that? It sounds like that's not what Diddy bought the fish for. It sounds like someone was off their rocker, got out a fish, and started doing stuff to the fish. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't know. It's like, as you notice, like when Lionel's talking to her, like he's having to, ask her about the different things that Adria has said instead of her just saying it. And then when she starts talking about the Justin Bieber stuff, it's totally different than what Adria had said. Totally different.
On me, and he was squeezing my nipples, like they were pinching my nipples, and I didn't move, but tears was rolling down my eyes. Like, it's a picture where my face is turned this way, and I know that I'm crying. They got a square on my face. I'm just yelling, I'm 13 in the picture. Like, I'm like, ee, on the picture. It's like that. I remember he snatched me off that table, put me in a dark room, and then I woke up again being anal, and it was like the whole party was fucking me. Like, when I come to, they looking at me like, when I look at certain celebrities, they looking at me like, oh, this eyes open, like I guess my eyes were closed, and then they end up putting a blindfold, so it was dark. But I saw a couple of celebrities, but before they put that blindfold on me, I looked over to Miss English, and I see her getting fucked, and she just laying there drooling like, I see her getting fucked.
And so both of y'all was out of it while they were taking advantage.
Yeah, it was just us two.
You and Adria. You say English, you meet Adria. That's what you're talking about. Right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say her name wrong because I've been calling her mom name, Adria. That's what I've been calling, but it's Adria. Adrian. How you say it?
Yeah. Hers is Adria. I think her mom is Adrian.
Yeah, Adria. I've been seeing her. She told me I call her Cherie Riri, but she used to go by Sasha. But Adria, she's laying on the table, and I see her having Guinness, and like it's the list when it's like 100 to 200 people. All the people had messed with us.
Wait a minute. So over 200 people slept with y'all in one night.
In one night. Yes, I was sore. Yes, I'm happy to have kids because they were sticking knives, and not that time, but other times, like Allie Carter, she got me hip. She was telling me to make myself wet because it's like another part of the after party, to the after party where the people in there and they're dressed up in their awards, like gowns and stuff and suits. And if they don't want to have sex with the kids, they got to do something to the kids. So one person shitted on the floor. It's like, I don't have nothing to wipe my ass with. Nasty bitch shitted on the floor, and like they'd be like, lick it.
What?
Rub it on your body. One person squirted on the floor. They know who the fuck they is. One person squirted on the floor. I don't want to just bring out everybody's motherfucking name, but all this is gonna come out. One person squirted on the floor, and you have to lick it and you have to rub it on your body.
First off, when someone does that act, it's usually in the middle of an act. So how can a person just automatically just do that without an act? I'm so confused. I don't know.
And if they didn't want to do that, they get a stick, like a wooden stick, and it's like kind of round. Like, you know how the broom is, the wooden sticks that you get from the store, and either they beat you upside your head with it, or they stick it in your ass. And all this, it gave me a tilted. I had a normal cervix. All this stuff that happened to me in my life gave me a tilted cervix. Like my cervix tilted. Like, I'm happy I can still hold kids and have children. You know what I'm saying? But like people like Allie Carter, they fucked her up. She can't have kids.
Okay, so how many women in here have ever had a tilted cervix? I just want to say, because I have, my cervix will also tilt. I don't know if it's due to the SA or if it's just that my cervix tilts, but sometimes my cervix will tilt, as the doctor explained, and then that's when it hurts, to have intercourse. So is there anybody else in here that their cervix ever tilts? I just wondered.
So the people that was doing this to you, it was men and women, or just men?
Men and women and children. They had everybody. I remember Ray J was there. Ray J was there. Everybody that's coming out like, yeah, I was there. I seen stuff. Yeah. All y'all better tell the motherfucking truth. Like people trying to save Diddy. And then they were saying 2012, everybody was coming to the club and like and talking to me, acting like they didn't know who the fuck I was. And everybody know who the fuck I was,
The guy from that TV show,
So-
did he take part in that as well?
Which one?
The white.
So all of a sudden, she's now talking about a club. After that, did she become a stripper? Because I don't know what club she's talking about. Right after that, she starts talking about a club. And I don't know. And I'm surprised she's alive to even tell all of this. Like, really, like, this is a lot. And the way that Adria tells the story is totally different the way that she's telling the story. And supposedly they're talking. And then supposedly Quincy is given all the information to take his dad down when he's trying to do everything to get his dad out. It's just so weird. I don't know. Wasn't there. I wasn't the fly on the wall, and I wasn't there, so I can't say yay or nay.
The white guy. You ain't got to say his name, but he's a very famous white guy that was on a show from back in the day where one of the guys got arrested for something.
Hi, look.
He's married now, and his wife is an actress as well.
Yeah, he was there. He was there when the Brown babies kept getting out.
So he took part in all of that too.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah,
So
he was there.
Know who he is.
He was there. He was there. He was.
Listen. All he said was but he's married to another star. That's all. He really gave no indication on who this person was, and she's like, yeah, he was there. He was there when the Brown kids were getting out. Well, he really didn't. I mean, those two things. They were all celebrities at the party normally, so it would be a celebrity married to a celebrity. That's not unnormal. I mean, I don't know how she got it from that to that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Was there. He was there. Even they didn't off that other boy. They were trying to sick me on him. Aaron, the one that died. Yeah, he was there.
Now, you talked about as well, Justin Bieber. Tell us a little bit about the Justin Bieber situation.
Now listen to this.
With that.
It goes in and out, but what I do remember is that he had a couple of the young celebrities ain't no fuck me. They all like ran a train on me or whatever. And then like the next day, I was like, they hurt me. Like I was telling him like they hurt me, and he was like, you want to hurt them back, don't you? And I was like, yeah, because P. Diddy claimed I was the first person to strap him down, and he'd be like harder, like he wanted me to pal. Like it's like I can't pal drown.
You talking about when you say strap? You mean like pegging?
Yeah, peg him. Yeah. So he put me on a thing, and like he made me peg him, and then like I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? And he made me do it. Like, do it. Slapped me like, do it. So shit, I just went hard because it's either me or you, nigga. You did it to me yesterday. I guess you take it today. All that happened. He had him doing all type of stuff.
Justin Bieber did something to you, so he made you do something back to Justin.
Yes.
So was he like restrained down on the ground? Or like how did that?
It was like a little circle autumn. I remember him laying like that on the autumn. It was like a circle autumn. It was on. It happened on.
Ottoman type of thing.
Yeah. He was on that, and Diddy's talking shit while he recording. And he was like, "Oh, please stop. I'm sorry." He was yelling, "I'm sorry." I remember that, and I didn't want to do it no more. But Diddy slapped me and was like, "Keep going until you nut." And he used to make me peg people until I squirted. And he was like, "If you don't squirt, you keep going."
So remember before when Adria came out and said that Diddy strapped him down and then had his sons run a train on him, and then she went to untie him and he got slapped, or she got slapped for it? Now this is a whole different story. This is her pegging him. This is her wanting to stop and him slapping her and saying, "Don't until you nut." She didn't say nothing about the boys being there, nothing about it being a train. Like, why do both of their stories not cooperate with one another? I don't know.
I remember that. That it's not something, because like that's not something to glorify. It's not something that I want to remember. Like my dude, hopefully he don't leave me, because he never knew none of this stuff that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? And
But it's his first time hearing everything.
yeah, and when I was like, "Oh my God, that's me on his lap," but he don't want to hear no stories. You know what I'm saying? He mad I'm doing this interview right now. He don't want to hear no stories.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure most guys don't, just regular guys, they don't want to hear they girl.
You feel powerless.
So what made you decide to come forward and share your story?
When I saw Mr. Williams on TV saying, "If you had anything to do with this, you got to come forward." But it's like I've been trying to come forward, but I can't. I even called the FBI. I can't get nobody to take my case because I've been drugged out my mind that I don't know the times and dates. The nigga never letting me know. So he did a good job with not letting me know what time it was or what day it was. You know what I'm saying?
She says
I can't regulate what day.
She's never, ever filed on him. She's never filed a lawsuit. She's never done any of that. And now she's coming forward on here. But yet the girl that she's claiming to be, that lawsuit is still going. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so on that. I believe so as well. But how can she be the girl in the DG shirt when that is in the lawsuit of the girl that claims she was 17? She was from Michigan. I went back and I looked up this stuff, to see who the third, person, it was the third person who sued Diddy. That lawsuit is still going on. It's not going on. It's still going on. So how it's so weird how she's saying that that's her, but yet the lawsuit is still going on with the other girl that's a Jane Doe. And she's saying she's never filed nothing. She's never had an attorney. She didn't believe nobody would believe her, and all this and that. So, like, what happens when that girl gets wind of this, that does have the lawsuit, and the lawsuit is still going on, and it's Cassie's attorney that has the witness? What happens then? Because see, she's supposed to remain out of the picture and stuff like that for, because of the jurors and stuff. That lawsuit is still going on. So how could she be the girl in the D&G pictures? And I swear to you, when they first came out, when the lawsuit first came out, her face was not blurred. Her face was not blurred, and it didn't look like her. And I'm telling you. And in her first interview, she says She said she was from Mexican. She said she was Indian. Did she say Hispanic, Indian, or something like that? When the lawsuit states that the girl is from Michigan and that they took her to New York, but she is from Michigan. So I am so confused. But the other girl, by attorneys and by being witness to the grand jury, she can't come out. But her, if you go look up her case and stuff, it's not been dropped. It is still in effect. That's why when the truth came out and said, I think that these two are trying to get Diddy out because they can poke holes in this and they can say, no, this came straight out of, blink twice and then the judge throw it all out, makes everybody look like, that they're lying and stuff like that. And actually, when she said, I hope this is not helping Diddy to get out. I don't want Diddy to get out. I hope this ain't helping him. Why would you even say that? Because like when you're talking about something like that, wouldn't you be like not saying, I hope that this makes him not get out? I would be saying, I hope he stays under the jail forever. That's what most of us would be saying. We wouldn't be saying, I hope this doesn't help him get out. And she said it numerous times. I hope this doesn't help him get out. But it would if they can prove that this is a lie. And then his attorneys just start saying everybody's lying. You know what? I thought the same thing, my sister's voice. You remember when I did the reading on Justin Bieber and I did the reading on Sean Combs? Do you remember that reading? After this, we should go back to the reading on Sean Combs. Because I think in that reading, I said he's going to jail. And the reading on Justin, I said, yes, he was messed with. They almost had the same thing. I said, but he's got something up his sleeve, or he's doing something that nobody knows about that's going to come out. So he could be one of the grand jury witnesses. We don't know. But remember when I did that reading on the both of them, it was so weird, the cards I was pulling. Just ask for your guardian angels to protect you and for nothing but your guardian angels to come through, just like you did with Sis's reading. Because you did a fantastic job on that. And you was right on. You was right on that. And what was weird is you kept picking up stomach issues. Did you know that was before? Wasn't that before I found out I had my gallbladder was no good and I had to have immediate surgery? Or wasn't that around the time? I'm trying to think. Something like that. It was like you picked it up quickly and you kept saying stomach issues. It's, in your stomach, your intestines and stuff. And I was like, yeah, they all have demonic attachment, but you just got to close that out and make sure that it's your Heavenly Father. But in that reading, the very first thing you came out with, Betty, you kept saying, Betty, I know that this sounds crazy, but it's something to do with your intestine or her intestines, something to do, with, all of that. That's making her very ill. Poisons in the stomach area. And it was weird because that's like, it's almost like you was picking me up and then you started picking Shay up. If that makes sense. And you said it is poisoning, and it was. My gallbladder was poisoning me. It was filled to the rim of gallstones. It was definitely poisoning me. But I'm trying to think. I'll have to go back and look at our email, but I'm almost certain that this is around the gallbladder time. Almost certain. And then you see me in the hospital because it goes hand in hand with that. And then you show the hospital, but then it goes into Shay and Shay being in the hospital and stuff. So it's really strange. We need to talk off of here though. I've got you on Discord. After this, I want to talk to you about it because there were some things I wanted to talk about.
Year, I just remember everything that happened to me. I remember the last year when I left, and it was because I didn't want to breastfeed that baby. And his mama came in there, his mama Amy, whatever you want to call her, she came up in there squeezing my breast like she used to do it like a cow. Like I felt like,
first of all, she said, I didn't want to breastfeed that baby. Okay. Now, she claims that baby is her baby. So would you say, if you was talking about this, would you say, I didn't want to breastfeed my baby? Or would you say, I didn't want to breastfeed the baby? If it was your baby and you had it, which one would you say? I would say, I didn't want to breastfeed my baby. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, I didn't want to breastfeed the baby, because those are two different words and it makes it sound like she was breastfeeding someone else's baby. You know what I mean? It just makes it sound weird.
Like they were milking me like a cow and I slapped it over. And I remember her, oh, you done, yeah.
Yeah,
and she instructed a big ass person to escort me outside, put me outside that gate. So I was outside with all the other groupies that be coming on that damn bus. They be trying to get up in there to get some money. She had me outside. I remember I was outside for a couple of days because I think Diddy was on tour. He gone or something, but I was trying to I remember knocking on the neighbor's door and they was like, stop knocking on my door. Like, it's like nobody helped me in that situation. That was like a real traumatic time. And I really hated myself because I left behind my baby. Even if people would be like, well, that was a baby. When I was taking that long walk, a homeless person gave me their sandals, like some thong sandals. A homeless person gave me some shoes. Wow. And I mean, I gotta see that way. That it just hurt my break me down. Because I be dreaming about my baby. She was so beautiful when she was born. And I just dream about my baby. And it's the baby that haunts me in my sleep. And something was all like, you just gonna leave her? And I just felt so helpless. So when I got to the police, somebody picked me up and he told me to say Roger Bonds gave me everything, which was Gene. And I tried to reach out to Gene and I called him. He answered the phone, but he told me like I'm crazy, like he don't know who I am, or I never told him none of this stuff happened. But Gene gave me a whole bunch of paperwork with my pictures that I turned into the Vegas police. You know what I'm saying? They had the documents for Malcolm X. And they had all that shit. I told them I wasn't giving them nothing unless they called Mr. Williams from New York, the detective, to come get my stuff, because before he was that, he was something else, you know. Before he was a U.S. attorney, he was something else, but he was high ranking. But I told him I didn't want to give them nothing, and he was looking at me like, you went back? Like, you went back after they damn near killed you and we done removed the deal out your ass? And I was like, I just had to get proof. Not going back to Garland. Like, I was like, I want my baby. I'm in there still yelling about a motherfucking baby. So one of the police officers drove me back to Diddy's house. He had this Mohawk Diddy at the time. He had this big fur jacket on. And it had different, it was brown, it was black, but he had different prints in it. But I remember, like, on this side, it was like a cheetah print, like on like this part of him. Like, I remember the cheetah print or whatever. And I remember him coming outside and he was all like, I was all like, my baby in there. And the mama had the baby. I said, see, she has the baby. And then he was all like, ma'am, this child is saying that the baby is yours. And he's sitting up there, he going hysterical. He's yelling with his mama,
you know what?
Because she put me out or whatever. And the
MSB, when I get done with this, if you've got some time, because I know you got your grandbaby and stuff like that, and your daughter and your family. But if you got some time after this, because we're almost done with this, I will grab my cards because I haven't done my cards since I did Justin and them reading. And if you want to, and we will read together and see what we come up with. You want to do that with me? Would you have time to do that real quick before I go out to eat? It won't be long, but I want to grab my cards and see what we both come out with on this particular girl and the other one, because it doesn't, I'm just getting these weird vibes that this witness has been paid off, that, she might have been there, and then she thought she was so young, she thought that, she was Diddy's girlfriend, and she was in the cult, and she got used to the drugs and what have you. But I don't think, like she said, she's never filed a lawsuit or anything. So, like, the girl that did file the lawsuit, she still got the lawsuit. And those are the pictures that she gave for her lawsuit. So I'm really confused.
Mama was all like, she not the mother, she's the mother. So she went in the house and Sarah came out and she was like scared, like, I'm the mother of that child. I said, she didn't have that baby. I just had a scar on my stomach. I said, I had that baby. Look at her stomach. It's flat. Look at my stomach. And then my stomach looked like I just had a baby. It was black. And I still got the C-section on my stomach. And I had my child normal. I got records to prove I only got one child, but I was cut open at P. Diddy's house. The police, and she told Sarah admitted in her mouth. I swear for God, I see that guy.
Now that's another thing. Whenever it comes to children, like, she could get a DNA of Chance and that other little girl, the two kids she thinks is hers. She could get DNA. She could ask the judge for, DNA proving that those two kids are hers. Now she's saying she has another baby, but not, maybe her husband's or something. I see a wedding ring on her. Okay. Okay, yeah, in a few hours or something like that, when I get done from dinner, we could do that. Yeah. It's just so weird how everything's all over the place, but yet when she first went live, she said, I hope this doesn't help get Diddy out. I hope this doesn't help get Diddy out. And that was my first thing, was like, the stuff you're talking about wouldn't help to get him out. So subconsciously, I don't know.
He can strike me down. That lady admitted from her mouth and she said, okay, I didn't have that baby. She had it. I don't want to get in trouble. Puppy started going crazy. The nigga opened up the bag. He was like, it's like $1 million, $500,000, baby. Here you go, man. He gave the man the money. And then he was like, just please come in. We can work this out. He was telling me to come back in. But I told the police, I want my baby. He was like, you can have the baby, just come back in. So when he told me that, I was about to come back in. But when I turned back to the police officer and said, are you gonna come check on me tomorrow to make sure I'm alive, I'm okay? The man said no. And P. Diddy had this look on my face like, yeah, bitch, you done f***ed up. So I said, I'm not going in there. And then he was like, well, they was trying to, both the police and him was trying to convince me type shit to go back in the house.
Because at that point, Diddy already paid off
the money to the police. He pulled out that bottle. At this time, it's in a glass bottle. He kept it in like a glass bottle. He pulled that out the bag like, man, she just want this. Give her this. This is what she want. This is what she really want.
What was in the bottle that he gave?
He said it's caffeine and ecstasy, liquid ecstasy. And he was all like, it's against the law for you to be giving me this. Are you trying to bribe me? No, it's against the law. Like, he was like using police tactics on the nigga. And he was like, come on, man, baby. Come on, man, baby. You killing me, man. You just took all the money I got. That's everything I got right there in that bag. Next thing I know, this damn police officer got me in the back seat, hot in the mother. I'm inside the mental hospital. I think the person that helped me out was Roseanne, the lady that was on the Roseanne show. That's her name?
Yeah, Roseanne Barr.
Yes. I was in there saying I'm really a child, and they just kept me on them they call them cocktail shots.
She was a patient in the
mental
place.
hospital.
That's true about Roseanne.
She was a patient in the mental hospital, and she said, I'm going to help you. I'm going to get my lawyers to help you. And that's what helped me
But the thing
to get out. And they was like, what's your name?
How come Roseanne, because this is the part that is bothering me. Roseanne is very, she will speak her truth. She will reach out. She will help victims, whatever. But why is Roseanne not coming out and vouching for this young girl? At least about this part, and like, who put her in the mental institute? Like, she's 13 years old. She's had 2 children. Who put her in the mental institute? Who signed for her? I mean, and I do believe that Roseanne knows a lot. And she even came out and said the same thing I've been saying for a long time about them being, pedophores is what they are. And she just came out not too long ago on Tucker's show live and was talking about them, what they do. So, like, it seems like Roseanne, since this is beginning to be bigger, seems like because Roseanne's on YouTube, seems like Roseanne would be able to corroborate this story, since Roseanne sent people to help her. And that's how she got out.
They kept shooting me up with that shit. So I'm like this, like slobbing with my mouth open. I'm slobbing with my mouth open the whole time. They take me to court, and like it would be like the FBI, the real people, and then somebody else coming there and they shooting me with it. Like they could have killed me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember them arresting a lawyer that I was with or somebody, because I ended up saying my social security number. Like, no, my social security number is this. And and I remember Mark, his lawyer he has now, the Mr. I don't know, what do you do with $1,000?
Yeah,
I don't know what are you doing with $1,000, baby. I don't know. Him, he came in and signed the paper to where the paper was fictional, to where I seemed like I signed it to where I'm 17. And
so
he had me sign the paper.
Okay, so now she's bringing in Mark Agnifilio, right? So if that's not true, then they're going to break that out and be like, no, that's not true. I never signed anything. I never had her sign anything.
He had me sign the paper saying I couldn't talk about the baby. I couldn't talk about anything I experienced. And they put a spit bag on my head. They took me I got transferred to Garland Police Station. My grandmother had to pick me up from the police station. And I remember Mark shooting me with something in my neck. 12 telling me that he got my videos of me auditioning. He got them hoes put up in a safe. I was told not to come forward because I was going to get killed.
You too, baby. I love you.
I remember Roger Bonds calling me in 2012 telling me, your best bet is not to go out there because they are planning on killing you. So I never went to New York. And that judge lady, it was a female judge on the case at the time. She was calling me too. And like, it was to the point where they saying that the mob was going to look out for me. And it was the same guy that called Courtney called me and was like, all the bank people are here and you can come live here. And he was like, if they send you food, don't eat it. And I think I gave that box to the woman downstairs and she ended up catching ammonia. She ended up catching a cold. Like, I didn't eat it. I was like, I don't want that. The woman like, I'll take it. She took that down. They sent me a box with stuff up in it. And I was like, I was like, hell no. But I think she ended up catching a cold. I think got ammonia. So they like, you know what I'm saying? They were coming to the club. I remember Jaguar Wright and coming up to the club. I remember Homie G and all of them coming up to the club. And they was all like, did I snitch? Basically, I'm a snitch. I got to stand up behind what the I said. Everybody telling me to come testify. It was one. I remember one incident that happened to me. The group Jadakiss. I don't know which men are. Jadakiss. That's the rapper. But what was his group name?
The Locks.
Yeah, one of the guys in there, P. Diddy, had me, because he used me as an escort. P. Diddy had me give him a champagne bottle, and P. Diddy had me strap him down. And I remember being jumped by them niggas. I remember them niggas jumping me with some girls. Beat the shit out of me. I never forget that ass whooping. I never forget that ass whooping.
Wait, so the Locks jumped you? The rappers, the Locks?
Like
yeah. Hit me like I'm a grown man. Beat the out my ass. I never forget that shit. I ain't gonna never forget it.
All right, you guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned for part 3.
So anyway, that's that. And everybody leave your opinions down below, what you think. You know, like I said, when I checked into it, from what I can see, it's showing that case of that 17-year-old is still in effect. And at this point, I don't know what to believe, but I'm kind of like that guy, you know, the truth, because it is, you know, Diddy's having private investigators go out and trying to shut people up and trying to get people to say different things. And if anything, it sounds like this is helping Diddy's case rather than hurting it. So I really don't know at this point what to believe at this point. I did see one of the tarot readers do a reading on Allie Carter, and that was pretty interesting. I wonder if I could find that again. That was a pretty interesting reading right there. But like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there. Wasn't a fly on the wall. I can't say whether or not her story is correct or not, and if this is going to help, you know, Diddy, because if this story is not correct, then they're going to say, look, everybody's lying, and, you know, because now she's brought the lawyer into it and stuff, and, you know, everybody's telling Lionel B, you know, don't make money off this kid, you know, just get her an attorney and, you know, stuff like that, which is weird because, like, she has never had an attorney because she's been afraid to say anything. And now if he gets out, well, you know, I if I was her, I'd be fucking terrified, like, that he'd be coming and getting me. So I really don't know. And why would Quincy be going against his dad when he's always there for his stepdad? So, you know, and that's what Adria said, is that Quincy is the one telling her everything, and they're working together, and I don't know, just a whole lot of weird stuff going on there. And my opinion is that it's just strange, and the truth shall always come out. Yeah, they go to clubs, you see it all on TV. Yeah. So I'm wondering if, like, this girl may have been like a stripper with Adria because she was a stripper, but yet she's saying that she was only 10 to 13. So unless she was a stripper afterwards, because she kept saying they're coming up to the club and then they beat her ass at the club, and because she strapped someone down and put a champagne bottle in them, or I don't even know. And it's just really strange. And I just hope that whatever happens, that Diddy does not get out. I do feel that he is a danger to real victims, and I feel like they're, that there's no way to protect them. And if something happens to the victim, then there's no case. Hey, Gammy, how are you, honey? I sent you my my email. I sent you my email, love. So I sent it to you in the email. So hopefully you get that, and you'll be able to call me again. If you've got the same number, I can just shoot you a text, baby. Because I miss talking to you. I miss you. I hope you're doing okay. I'll touch base with you. I'm getting ready to get off of here, and I'll touch base with you. But yeah, so this lady did a reading, and she did it twice, right? Your new phone is broken. The one that you just got, it's broken. The one that you just got, you can't use it. Is that the one you're saying that's broken? You can't call out on your new phone? 50 Studio 54, that was a club back in the 50s. Yeah, but see, this is the thing, though. She's saying come up to the club, like, meaning like she was dancing and they came up to the club. So how'd your new phone get broken, baby? Sorry to hear that. I'm going to put my Jeffree Star strawberry mist or whatever it is. Keep my makeup in place. It feels so good on your face, so oof. And it smells just like strawberries. Yeah, all the stars went there, but I'm talking about, she's saying they came up to the club, and that sounds more like a stripper thing, you know? Oh, you dropped it at Walmart. Can they fix it? Can they fix it for you, boo? Yeah, it did. It closed down in the 80s. I forget why it closed down, too. Maybe because they were running drugs in there. Maybe that's why it closed down. I'm not really for sure either why it closed it down. But this is neither here nor there about these victims. I just pray that whoever was a victim of this, scary guy, that, that they get that they get justice. Oh, it wasn't bought there. Oh, you poor thing. You're just having a hell of a time, it sounds like. Well, I'll talk to you on email. Or don't I have, well, you can't use email. You can't even use Discord. You can't use nothing. And you don't have, do you have a laptop or anything? That sucks. You can't talk. You can't call even your babies or nothing. You can't even see how they're doing. So it's still open. Yeah. No, remember whenever Adria said that she was working at the Larry Flint thing? I'm wondering if that's I'm wondering if they were strippers together back in the day or something. I don't know. I just pray that whoever is a victim, that they get the help that they need and they get the justice that they deserve, because nobody deserves to be, their life turned upside down. Okay, so you can get an email and you can talk to me through Discord link then. But I just don't believe that anybody, oh, look what you got, baby. I just don't believe that, victims should be victim shamed at all. And I just pray that they, that all the victims get justice for all of this, because this is horrible. Every bit of it's horrible, and I feel bad for all of them. And, I know that Diddy is a monster, allegedly. And all of this, even these victims and stuff that are out here talking, everything's all alleged, because you know, I wasn't there. I wouldn't, I can't say yay or nay, but I also can't say that, you know, it's for sure the truth or whatever, because then I would be lying. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. But anyways, I appreciate all of my angels that rewatch my videos, especially because you help me to get, you know, a little extra money a month, which helps me to buy the stuff that I need. And I appreciate you all. And I saw SDA was going live. I was really not feeling good, and I fell asleep, but I was in her live when she was playing Ernie stuff. Ernie's old lives and stuff like that. But now I see Y'all Mom. I watch it once in a while when it's a premiere or whatever. I just don't say anything because I don't want to take away from, you know, the actual premiere of saying hi to everybody and everything. So sometimes I'm there. You might want to look at my name and see if I'm there, because sometimes I am. I'm just not saying anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a nightclub. That was a big nightclub for all the stars, but that's not a strip club. That's not a club that they would go and find her and, you know, start saying, you know, beat her ass. That sounds like more, because she said a couple of people came up to the club. And usually when people talk like that, they're talking about, you know, the dancing clubs. That's what they're usually talking about. So I put my makeup on for no reason, I guess, just to look pretty. I don't know. I'm going to come back, though, with a few short videos of some things that's going down that I'm going to report on. And also, thank you to all my members. Thank you to all my mods. Okay. But see, it wouldn't be Club 54 because she was 13. And it wouldn't be a club. Usually when somebody's a stripper or something, they'll call it a club. The club, meaning that people come to where they work. And that's what I think they're talking about, where I think that afterwards, maybe that's what she became, was that. And so they came up to the club and seen she was working there and remembered what she had done to them, the guy did. And so evidently he beat her ass or whatever. I don't really know. It's so hard to keep track of all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard. But yeah, I'm not gonna say yay or nay. I'm with that guy that does the truth and everything, because he's trying to put it out there, you know, of the truth and nothing but the truth, and doing his due diligence by doing that. So I really hope that people see that, you know, that he's not dogging on people, because the stuff he's put out, that's the stuff I used to put out. So I know that he's telling the truth on that. So there's a couple other videos, but I'm just going to upload the videos that I do next. So I'll be back in a little while, because my hubby just brought me food. So I'm not going to be going out to eat, because he just brought me food, so I don't have to. So I put my makeup on, and I guess I'm going to come back and be doing some videos on some news that's been going on. SDA, how's the baby doing? You said he's talking more. How's he doing? Health-wise, is he good? Everything good? How's your son loving his house? Since he just got his house and stuff. I bet he's on cloud 9 to own his house and to get a house and all of that. That's so much fun, you know, to be able to do that. But anyway, one eyebrow looks weird. I need to fix this one. This one looks okay. This one looks weird. I need to fix it all. I'm going to be putting my eyelashes on. So I'm going to finish this all up, put my makeup on. Oh, he's with other grandma this weekend. And I'm going to put my eyelashes on, and then I'm going to come back. But it's just going to be uploads. So just watch for the uploads and stuff like that, because I got some more stuff that's coming out. And I also wanted to talk about the entitled wives here lately that treat their husbands like pure shit, because they didn't marry for love. They married to be taken care of, and it's very apparent, and it sucks because there's children there and stuff like that. So that just really sucks, actually. But anyway, that one that I Married a Monster, there's so much going on with that one that they say that the courts are the only one that can put him in jail. But there is a divorce going on. If you go watch Plunder, she dives into all of it. You got an aunt coming, or a niece coming out saying he didn't do anything, and that it was her, and that she's had abuse charges put against her, and that the husband filed divorce on her, and that it was really the son that did it to the girls, and that she's protecting her son. And I don't know, it's just really weird. But Plunder, I suggest you go watch Plunder. Plunder always, she has been doing so much work trying to get to the bottom of all of it, because like she even made sure that she donated to the girl and stuff, and she said it's up to God whether or not, you know, she's lying and stuff like that. So it's up to, you know, she said that she'll have to deal with that if she's lying about anything and all. But there is a protective order against him with the children. He tried to get one against her with the children, but it didn't work. So she got one against him until 2025. And it does say to protect the one daughter from him seeing her because of the SA. So that he would come in her room at night and come in both girls' room at night and do that to them. I guess she's deleted all videos on the internet that she had being a trophy wife, all but the one that she has up about what he did, type of thing. And all that. And they got a divorce, but Plunder, she went and dug everything. And so you might want to go check out Plunder stuff, because Plunder did a really great job on breaking it all down and everything. So hopefully, the bad thing is that we got children involved in this, and that this woman went live and talked about her children about all of this. And I just feel like they're just little victims. And I don't know if that was a good idea, especially, you know, if you're going to court and stuff. And like, I don't know if it's a good idea to, like, you know, the internet's forever, and to talk about, you know, what happened to the children, you know, when it's the children that have to deal with that. And I think they did say that the children are getting help through like a psychiatrist or something. I think that's one of the things that they said, that got makeup. I hate it. I get makeup on my teeth. So anyway, yeah, I would say if you get bored, or you have some time or something, definitely go check out Plunder about the I Married a Monster. because she really kind of breaks it down on all the stuff that's really going on with the courts and everything like that. So she's even waiting for some stuff for, because they transferred the case from Baltimore to or from the civil court to a different court because the civil court can't handle what the other court can. So they transferred the case, and yeah, it's just a really sad thing. I don't know if it was done to my kids, something like that, and I just don't know if I would have went live or said a damn word, especially whenever, you know, you're going through a court battle and everything else. I just don't think I would have said anything, but that's just me. You know, I just have a different outlook on it, especially when the internet is forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to keep that, and it's forever and sad. And with any child getting hurt in any way, shape, or form, you know, I just think that sometimes things are better left to the courts. And I don't know also if it will hurt her in court of, you know, what's being said. I don't know. But I just believe that I just pray for the babies and that they're going to be okay, because it's just really sad, just a really sad, you know, situation. And that's their dad, and you know, and people are saying he didn't do it, people are saying he did do it, and you know, I think only the courts are going to be able to decide what happened on that. Well, thanks for going and getting it for me, but I was getting ready so I could go, but that's okay. Now I'll do my other videos. So anyways, I love you all. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Be watching. I'm going to be dropping some videos back to back to back to back after I get them all done and everything. What did you get, baby?
Shake.
You going to apologize for yelling at me because I wanted my water?
I didn't yell.
No, my husband, he's a good husband. Anyway, I love y'all bunches. Thank you for being angels. And listen, anybody that has had any kind of abuse whatsoever, I wish that I could actually take and hug you all and let you know that you're loved. Even though I'm a stranger on the internet, I wish I could do that for all of you. Because sometimes people just need a hug. You know, they say that physical touch is very important. And some people, they don't even get the physical touch because they don't have nobody, you know, that even comes around. Their kids are grown, doing their own thing. And sometimes they don't even get that little physical touch that we get. So I got to take this off. It's not looking right. So I just pray for everybody that has been through anything of abuse with a man or woman or whatever it may be. Because like I said, nobody should have to deal with that. And another thing, people get mad at people, you know, saying, well, you shouldn't have married him. You know what? A lot of times people don't start acting up until after you've married them. And I know that firsthand. So you can't say, oh, you shouldn't have married him. You don't know. Sometimes people don't even act different until after marriage. That's when they can let loose and just let, you know, things fly because they think, no, I got her now. I got her. Trust me, I've had some husbands change. Be the greatest thing in the world, and then they end up being the biggest drug dealer ever. You just don't know. And it's not good for people to sit there and ridicule other people, you know, about what their stance was, you know. And I don't care if she married him in a week or not. That's none of my business, you know. She's the one that, you know, she should have, she says that she did her background check and everything else. And I mean, that's pretty much all you can do as a woman, but let me tell you something. I knew my third husband. I knew him through some friends, but then when we got together, it was like December 31st, and by January 23rd, we were married, and we were married for 7 years. So nobody can tell you whether you're marrying wrong, or you could be with somebody for 10 years and marry them and they be wrong. Like, and then this time when I waited 6.5 years, it was the best thing I ever could have done, because now I feel like, I waited. I really knew what I was getting into before I got into it. And this is my last and only. This is it. There ain't no more of nothing. Like, I'm done. This is it. Steven is it. And I chose him and he chose me, and that's that. And we have our rules that we made when we got married, and we stick to our rules. And as long as you stick to your rules and you treat each other with the most respect that you can, which I'm going to come back and talk about that. We all have our bad days, our good days, but not one time would I come on here and would I embarrass my husband, who busts his ass every day to make sure, which took me a long time to accept the fact that, he's the provider now, because I used to be my own provider, and to have a man be a provider for me, it was a hard step. And it was, once it happened, and I really let go and I let him provide, I felt much better. Wedding night for you. What's that? What do you mean, honey? Tie-dye. Did I say wedding night? What's that mean? Oh, the wedding night you found out they were wrong on the wedding night? Yeah. When I married someone, it was like within days after my wedding, I found out all kinds of shit. And at that point, and he was like 30,000 behind in child support, was an addict. And yeah, I had to get my checkbook out and start paying child support on children that wasn't mine. Maybe one day we'll talk about that whole marriage. That was hell on earth. Maybe when I talk about that marriage, I'll bring my best friend, because my best friend lived right around the corner from me. My best friend of now 31 years. And she knows all. He broke my hand on a fucking mailbox. First of all, I was driving one night. He had gotten drunk at my friend's house. And I was driving and I wasn't drunk. And he was like, pull over. You're driving crazy. And I wasn't driving crazy. We was on the back road. And I was just driving and I was like, fuck it. I don't want to fight with this guy. So I pulled over. I let him drive, even though it was the wrong thing to do, because he wouldn't stop yelling and he was a hitter. And he was like punching me in my shoulder and stuff. And I pulled over and I let him get in the driver's seat. And he was the one driving crazy. And I had the window down. And I'll never forget this my whole life. That man legitimately went this away. And yes, my shit is backwards right now, or crooked. But when we were coming up towards the mailbox and he went like this, swerved towards it, my hand was out the window and he smacked my hand up against one of those mailboxes. And let me tell you, he broke my fucking hand. He broke my hand. Right then and there, he broke my hand. When we got back to town, which was scary, when we got back to town, I ran away. I was hiding in I called my best friend. The reason I say that my best friend can corroborate is because she came and got me while I was army crawling in people's yards to get away from him because he was so drunk and he was starting to beat on me. And she came and got me. He had my purse and everything, and I just left. And she came and got me and found me in the yard. I kind of told her where I was, but not really, because I had to be quiet because he was trying to find me. And I was like in somebody's yard, and she pulled up and she grabbed me. She took me to her house. She doctored my hand. She doctored me up. And then I went to bed. And then the next day I went to the doctor, and he broke my damn hand. He broke my damn hand. I don't think that I'm not going to fight with this eyelash. I'm going to go get a different eyelash, or I'm going to put on eyelashes because this is getting on my nerves. I'm not fighting with you today. So anyway, that was one of the worst pains I ever felt. My hand immediately swelled up really big, and I immediately started taking off my rings because I knew they would cut them off, so I was taking off my rings, and my hand was swelling and swelling and swelling. And oh my goodness, nightmare. I'm so thankful for my life now, and I ain't got to deal with all that. But my best friend, I called her on my cell phone. As soon as we got back, I told her just a little bit of what had happened, and she was in that car coming to get me, coming to find me, and she found me. And let me tell you, that's when you talk about best friends or having a best friend, that's what best friends do. That's what they do. So next time you see me in a few moments when I drop my videos, I will have my eyelashes done, and this will be fixed too. So I love y'all. I don't really have much to say on this story, except that I feel that this story may be something to help Diddy get out of jail, because if they can prove that it's false, then, they start saying that everything is false. And Diddy likes to pay a lot of people, as we already know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, if you get it, you get it. But anyway, so I'm going to get off here now because I'm done with this one. And I'm done getting ready. And I'm going to eat my food really quickly. And then I'm going to finish getting ready. And then you will see me drop in some videos. So watch for videos to be dropped, because I'm going to be dropping some heavy hitters and some good videos. And I love you all. Take care of yourselves. And just remember, God is with you at all times. And we are fighting evil all over the place. And if people are wondering why pedos are coming out in the woodwork more than ever, it's because it's actually being exposed more than ever, because God wants it exposed. You're not supposed to touch one hair on a child's head. And a lot of these people are mind controlled and in satanic agendas that they have to do the opposite of what God wants for them. And it's a very sad thing. So the first thing they go for is children. And I just pray for every child in this world that they have a protector, or somebody comes and protects them from anything that is going on that's bad, that should not be happening, so that because our next generation is these children. They're going to be the ones running our country. They're going to be the ones making decisions. They're going to be the ones, building, empires and stuff. And we have to protect them. And I love you. And I'm out of here.
You gotta take control. Life's too short. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best. So put your hands up to the sky and live your best life, alright. Don't just let it go by, just try, oh my. Got only one life, got only this time. We gonna get it right. You gotta let go of those who don't belong in your tribe. So cut the bad out of your life. Yeah, do it one time, one time. You gotta work till you're winning. Yeah, take control of the system. When you invest, it's addicting. No time to rest, let's go get it. Not gonna stop till I'm finished. Not gonna drop to my limits. Deep in my chest, I'm inhaling. Believe in testing and failing. You gotta flip everything in your mind. Take the limiting thoughts and turn them into your why. Prove to yourself you're worth it. You deserve it. Push past all the hurt and find your purpose. You gotta take control. Life's too short.